Wow. Wow.
What is going on, guys? Happy Friday. Happy Friday Night Flicks. I felt like I just left a few of y'all a couple of days ago. B Shady, what's up, brother? Channel member Chris229, channel member. Welcome, welcome, guys. Let me get up here and start doing some greetings, salutations. Can y'all hear me? I hope so. I think y'all be screaming at me if not. Brother Bama Ninja was in here earlier. He will be back. We got Marco's in the house. Good to see you, Marco. Channel member Neil McKenzie, good to see you, brother. David Jewell, channel member, good to see you, man. Jim Tickler Fira, channel member too, good to see you. My brother Paul Mills, channel member, good to see you. Paul, did you hear what I was chatting to you last night? We need to talk. Jim Tickler Fears again, and we got Ed. We were just playing music, buddy. I go live at 8:15, right? After not crossing over, but I start my live at 8 and just play weird music because I paid for it. In a moment of weakness, I bought some copyright-free music subscription. I feel like I've got to use it. Chris229, channel member, what is up? And guys, by the way, we will be having a members live tomorrow at 11 a.m. And there have been some cool things that have happened in some of those. Very, very small crowds. Anybody's welcome. Any of the channel members are welcome. It's just something I do for a couple of hours on Saturday morning, answer questions, chat. You know, we have a random giveaway here or there. But yeah, guys, I had to throw it back a couple of hours last week. There's a chance, let me show y'all. There's a chance that I may have to push it back 15 minutes, but I doubt it. My deal with my dad, and I've got to get him to a haircut at 8:30, which is lovely. That's why I might go live after Maddie and said Stevie and just pull an all-nighter like I used to in college. All right, I want to show y'all something. I don't know if those of you that have been here for a while have heard the saga of the cat. So my mom has rescued and adopted this feral cat that she thought was a kitten, and turns out the vet, by looking at its teeth when they microchipped it and did all that stuff, thinks it's 7 years old. So as it started to come out and show itself, he show itself. Um, we're thinking it is a miniature cat or a dwarf, maybe, or they missed it. You know, they missed what they thought it was going to be. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys a couple of quick pictures. Douglas Wagner, welcome, buddy. Where is that? Where? God damn. Cut, paste. All right. So let me show you this little badass. So he won't let you touch him yet. He is eating out of my hand, and I know this isn't knife talk, but we've got plenty of that coming. But he's a little gangster because keep in mind he's been a wild cat for, according to the vet, 7 years. I'm thinking closer to 7 months, but who knows? Let's see if it'll just let me open it. Open. All right. Now let me share the screen. And I want y'all to meet Cooper, who made me bleed today, but he was playing. It was my fault. I invaded his, I crossed his boundary. All right, where are you? There you are. So here's Feral Cat Cooper. He's a little mackerel tabby. And I mean, his stripes are perfectly matched. He's an awesome looking little snowshoe. But what's odd about him is he is very, 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 very small. So, do y'all have experience with stray? Have y'all ever seen miniature stray cats? I wouldn't think the vet, because I was asking my mom, I was like, the vet got the age wrong. Angela, oh, what is up, buddy? Who else have I missed coming in here? Bama Ninja. Hold on, I've got to change my I gotta do something for Bama Ninja. This is for Bama Ninja. All right. So as I was saying, I can't imagine the vet getting it wrong if they're looking at its teeth, unless it's been, you'd think a wildcat that's been out there living off of rodents and whatever food it can find in trash cans might not have as young a teeth. Hey, Lee Wolf, channel member, how are you, buddy? I hope you're doing good today, man. Bando Pix, what is up? Bando, that could be it too. Being strays, they could stunt their growth. That makes good sense. Because this little guy, I mean, Cooper is, and what I was going to say is, I can put treats in my hand and he'll eat out of my hand. And I can use, like, when he's eating out of my hand, I can give him a little neck rub. But I mean, he is so sensitive to sounds. My mom's like, he's so jumpy. I was like, well, mom, you got to think about it. He's been looking for hawks. He's been looking for coyotes. No telling what all's been hunting his little ass. I mean, he's a little gangster. He's been on the lam for, if the vet's right, 7 years. So, cut him some slack. Okay, I'll show y'all one more picture and then we will be done with Brother Cooper. I really like him. I think he's a cool little cat. But you can tell how small he is in comparison to that outlet that's got dust on it and those magazines that are stacked up there. And you can see his paw prints up front where he made me bleed. But yeah, some people don't like cats. I get it. I'm a cat person. I didn't have a cat until my daughter was 2, and she kept saying, "I want a cat. I want a cat." And we were like, "Well, when it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be." Hey, Mersal, what's up, brother? And this little cat just showed up at our house. It was so fucking weird. I have a feeling my ex-wife called somebody and told her just to bring it by. But that was Tinkerbell. That was our first cat, and that cat was so. I've never seen a cat that would just, and she was like a Siamese, but I've never seen a cat that just knew that Brittany was a little girl and would let her, like, put her in a fucking stroller and stuffed animals all around her. I've got pictures of it. She put Harry Potter glasses on it. This cat would walk around with Harry Potter glasses on because Brittany would do it. Hey, Be Shady, has that come yet? Let me check Pirate Ship. Hold on. I haven't checked any of my shipments that went out this week or last week or whenever week. All right, Casey's in transit, Lee Wolf's in transit, Greg Maroney's in transit, Robert's in transit, Andrew's delivered, Kyle Coonley was delivered. All right, I'm just throwing out random names. Track this bitch. All International Mail Service. What's up, El Cap Addict? Good to see you, buddy. Michael Upchurch. Good to see you, channel members both. I appreciate you guys. I was just saying earlier, we should be back on our 11 o'clock live schedule. If y'all want to jump in and join tomorrow for a little bit or stop in and say hey. We've had a few surprises and kind of some cool stuff happen a couple of times. We have real small groups in there. I like it that way. It's nice. Um, just really laid back Saturday morning chill. After duty, of course. Let me do something real quick. Mm, I'm behind the scenes, guys. I apologize. I apologize. But I've got to do this. If I don't do it, I will feel guilty. And I don't want to feel guilty going into a show because it could go long. We could go and we could all go hang out at said faction and I might come back and go live again. Who knows? Who knows? We got here. I'm looking for an email, guys. I'm sorry. All right, there it is. Here, go back here. Be Shady is in transit in Aurora, Colorado. Oh, it's going all the way to Oregon, dude. Let me see what we got status here. Tuesday is when it's supposed to be delivered, Be Shady. And you got my message that I found my hardware, right? Edgy American, what is up, brother? Good to see you, man. And thanks for being a channel member, dude. Said Stevie, what is going on, buddy? Good evening from the honey pot. That was awesome, dude. And I actually thought about going vertical tonight. And I'll tell you why, guys. It's not Stevie, and I've seen it happen before. I've had it happen. You bring in some people because I'm gonna go squirrel brain here for a second, but I put out 9 shorts a day, 15 seconds. That's because YouTube used to recommend it, right? When I first started my channel. And when I started my channel, if you guys remember, I did it for Nas Live and I only posted shorts exclusively for like over a year before I gave my first spoken word top down video. So shorts, when I look at shorts is why my channel grows. I don't get a lot of views. I get views on some videos, but nobody unsubscribes. So I don't have people falling off from the shorts. And last night in Stevie's live, we had a nice lady from Canada come in who stayed the whole time. We had a couple of other people come in. We had a guy come in who DKSFB up the fuck out of it. And it was, I'm glad I wasn't in front of the camera. Dude, that was Stevie. That was there were spirits in the air and smiles from above, and I'm glad I wasn't on camera with you because I was misty. I forget. I hope you wrote that name down because I know you told him to email you for some swag and stuff, and I know you'll over hook him up. But I mean, somebody coming in out of a vertical live and just happened to be here and we were talking about, and I won't get into the details. You can go watch the live, but be up day and random, nice, generous person who is able made a difference. And it's just, it gave me more validation. Plus, I got to fuck with the troll. But it gives me more validation that, and I was on the live, so I was interacting with it on my phone, and I had it on my Apple TV, and it wasn't that it's not optimal for showing knives, but you still can show knives. But it's great for bringing, Anti. If you see a guy in your chat room or any chat room, his name is Anti, and he is an awesome guy. And I forget her name because I think, especially late at night, I learned this the other night when Ed and I stayed late live for so long. We didn't bring in a lot of different people because we weren't vertical, but I can only remember if we were vertical. I think people that are up late, Palmer Conley, what's going on, young man? I think people struggle, guys. I think, we've all had struggle in our lives. We know what it's like to have a friend struggle and to be kind of a warm space for somebody to pop in. They don't necessarily have to be knife people to be contributing positive people to having the community. And who knows? They might get their first knife. You never know. I just think there's a lot to be said for being there, right? And all positive conversations. I think it's the honeypot though. I think the magic's in the honeypot. I hope they don't move that. But I hope everybody is having an absolutely wonderful week. ARTANTI, like Auntie. Everybody shout him out. Great guy. Yeah, it was good, dude. It was funny. I was entertained, and I guess it's different. Because I don't watch lives except through StreamYard, which is kind of like a miniature version of watching the live. And what I've noticed is I'm recording at 1080p here, which is all I can with my subscription to StreamYard. But when I was watching some of the late night live, YouTube encodes it blurry as shit. I don't know why that is. I've got to learn how to do it because Ed was clear, and maybe it's because he was recording in 4K on his phone, and when YouTube brought his bit rate down, it brought it down to 1080, and maybe it brought me down to lower because I just seemed uh, really blurry on the replay. I'm glad you do it, Stevie, and I'm glad I found out about it. Did I just put you? Oh, I thought I put you in timeout. I just clicked go lower. God damn. Thought I was being brutal. Y'all all should have wrenches. Use them with respect. Burnt Relic, what is up, buddy? Good to see you, Burnt Relic. If y'all don't know, he's got a new piece he's working on, a sitting bull. Why can't I point on a mirror image? But he did that piece, which is I wish you could see the detail in the stippling. And what I'm having a hard time doing, because I want to do a video on it, but the lights are so bad at picking up that detail and that relief. Guys, if y'all are looking to get a memorable piece or somebody like a famous figure, somebody that you want a portrait of, and you want it totally organic, I think I can vouch for this work that's right here. It touched me big time. Joe Isabella's B up jank leaning up against it. What does everyone have in their pockets? I'll tell you what I had in my back pocket is this. A fantastic, if you like thin EDC fixed blades, this is the Viper Knives Mirror 2. I'm going to show you something that's going to freak you out. I bought this at White Mountain Knives. And Justin was nice enough because they've got two. This is the Mirror 2. I'm about to show you the Mirror 1, which is terrifying. So I didn't understand the design of this. This guy named Igor Larossi. What do you think about that knife? Guys, that is a thumb choil. You hold this knife like this. You got a swedge here, you got a blade here. So I'm an idiot, right? And I've got muscle memory. When I pick this knife up, I pick it up like this. If I owned this knife, I would cut my thumb to the bone. But in defense of Igor's revolutionary thumb choil, it works well, but I wish there was something here to break up my finger and that really sharp, thin blade. But this is the Mirror 2, which I'm sending back to Justin because I bought one. You can tell this is my card that hadn't been used. But I'm keeping and carried today this guy here because what I love about it, it ships with this Viper Knives made in Italy little sheath, and you drop it in your back pocket or your side pocket, and then you just take that magnetic little clasp, and you can draw the knife. And this is just a slicer. This is just absolutely a slicer. It's not a hard use knife. It does have contoured scales coming under a 1/2 inch. Got a nice little lanyard hole there. And White Mountain Knives has them in M390. I think they're $149 before one of your creator buddies discount, your 10% discount. And they've got all handle materials. So they've got micarta, they've got wood. I think they've even got some bone. But I like pocket droppers. This is a 7-inch knife. And Stevie, what I was talking about last night is I've been talking, I think they're busy, but Marianne and I think it's Emily in marketing. I said, I love this knife. This is a fantastic knife, but for me, it's going to be reserved to be a camp knife. Like Stevie said, a pack knife. But imagine this in the exact same handle, because I love the handle. I love the way it feels. But imagine this scaled down to be that size, or maybe a half inch bigger, this size. Make it the size of the shadow, but this knife, just call it the Redline EDC. I guarantee you I would buy one because this is a fantastic knife. It's just big. Hey, Paul Mike. But I love it, and I wish they'd make a smaller one. Yeah, this is the Three Rivers Manufacturing, TRM. And after, I don't know if y'all remember, there was a reviewer who did a review, and it was real negative, but she slammed it when she was batoning it into her garage. It's on film into her garage floor, so it chipped, and she hated the handle. So I was just super curious, and they were nice enough to send me one to check out and just get a second opinion. And I took it to A to Z because I've got a small, well, medium, large size hand, but A to Z's got a big sausage hand. So I took it to him. He thought it was extremely comfortable. I mean, I can death grip this thing and get no pain at all. Now, it's got one grip only pretty much, unless you were going to hold it back here and chop with it, but it's just ergonomical. So I'm a huge fan. I just wish it was smaller. And I know that's not what it was intended to be. It was intended to be, their first fixie, a big guy, but a camp knife. And that's another thing when, because this reviewer beat it up. You can't call it a camp knife if it won't baton. And I'm thinking, well, if you're at a campsite, you're not going to baton into your fucking driveway, you idiot. But anyway, I told, because they were the ladies that do marketing at TRM. It's much smaller than people think. She was flipped out. I mean, she was kind of hurt by it because she couldn't believe that this person who liked every one of their knives was so negative about it. And I said, "Don't even worry about it." And said, "You don't even have to call it a camp knife. You hadn't put it on the site. Just call it the Red Line fixed blade." Camp knife, that's maybe if people think, well, a camp knife should do this, that, or the other, call it a Red Line fixed blade. Make sure you match your tool for your use, right? If you're going to use it for something, use it for that. If you need a crowbar, get a crowbar. So, anyways, I hope that we see a Red Line. I hope we see more small fixed blades from more companies. I think that's kind of a trend. I noticed that Lundquist, if I'm not mistaken, is putting out a little fixed blade I saw on Instagram. I'm not going to look for it now, but small EDC fixies. And I know Stevie carries one every day. I know a lot of y'all do, but I've noticed, because talking about what everybody carried, I carried my Chupacabra as my primary folder, but I haven't had to cut anything with it because I've had that Viper in my back pocket, and it's just so much more accessible. But for $249, USA made, with a Snex lock in Magna Cut, guys, this is a good knife. The Archer, for me personally, not so much. I was not a fan of that knife. I did not think I would pay that kind of money for that knife because it was sharp on my hands. But this aluminum and Magna Cut knife for under $250. Now, they also have an edition that has a special Lynch clip that was made for it. It's $269. But again, you're getting a Lynch clip, not just the Chupacabra, still under $250. Josh Branson, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. Channel member, welcome, welcome. I was just telling everybody, and I put it on a community post to you guys that I'm going to go live whether y'all show up or not at 11 o'clock tomorrow, the regular time. Hopefully I won't have to move it back. Dad's got a haircut appointment early, but his old head, it takes him about, 3-4 minutes to cut it. Guys, newsflash. Edgy, do you want to come on and talk about it? If there's anything you need to come on and talk about, you just let me know. Link's coming your way if you need it. Tactical 1931 Leatherworks. Dr. Orlog. The Orlog. One of the finest community knives. No offense to any of the other great community design knives. But the Orlock for my hand, which again is medium, large, that my hand slides right into the choil. It's so smooth, such a nice knife. Let me ask you guys, because somebody mentioned earlier, I think it was B Shady. What did everybody carry today? Kevin Smith and Knives, welcome, brother. Channel member. Good to see you, man. Happy Friday. And again, September 2025. Hey, brother, no, you can't rush something that good. Even if they're just making those few small changes, I think the knife was outstanding. Just a really, really, really good design. Um, I always say I'd never do a knife design, and I would never do a folder design. I would probably never do. Just bought the giant mouse GMF. Is that the fixie? Is that the little skeleton fixie? Look, GMFI1F. Giant mouse. I'm not good Googling with one hand. I'm telling you guys, yeah, I love that knife. You know what I love about it the most? Because I've looked at it and almost bought it a couple of times, even before I got into fixed blades, because I love the carry, the way they've got both of their fixed blades. They've got them set up with just a thick slab of leather slip that you can put it in and stick it in your back pocket, which is typically, yeah, they are great with leather scales. And Tactical Terry could probably point you in the direction of somebody who could set you up with a killer set. Because I carried the Chupacabra and the Lily, or not the Lily, the Mirror too. What also I don't understand about it, see how this heel goes down, which you would expect? On the Mirror 1, the one he designed first, because there's a story that'll be on the video tomorrow, but there's a story on their website about why he designed that thumb choil one. This one. But look, the handle even turns up the wrong way. So these are both held the right way. The blades are facing down on both of these knives right now. But the handle on the Mirror 1, the one with the thumb choil, comes up into your hand. I just don't get it. But again, I love Lancelot leather or my Boker came with a leather pocket dropper. I love companies that think that you might just drop it in your pocket, that don't put no offense to them, but that's a big belt loop. I mean, I'd have to be riding a big ass horse to have that thing not be a pain in the ass because it'd be rubbed against the side of the horse instead of my leg. My leg. 5-door channel member, what is up, man? What is up? Good to see you. Good to see you. How am I not highlighting? I'm supposed to be highlighting. Hello, Marco. What is up, 5-door? We will have our sharpening wizard and community smartass will be joining us at some point this evening, talking about some new things that are available in the sharpening world. And I have, again, full disclosure. I first invited him on because I had a selfish question. I wanted to get better at my tips on my TS Prof. The other thing he's helped me with immensely is learning that the factory angles are a lot higher to start with than I thought they were. So if I don't want to go to reprofile, which I'm not as much into now, especially with my nicer knives, I just want to get them nice and razor sharp. It's just I just got a text. I'm like, let's look right here. Who was it? He's trying to get in touch with me. Shane, send me a link. All right, I'm sending Shane a link on IG. Bear with me, kids. And see, when you deal with somebody with a 57-year-old brain, I have no idea what I was ranting about. So invite, copy. and I talk to myself because if I don't, I'll forget what step I'm in, and he will just sit there without a link sent to him. And since he's been getting bullied by other creators in the community, putting time out and stuff, I don't want him to feel like he's not welcome here. So I apologize, guys. Just giving him a tiny bit of special treatment because I know he's had a rough go of it from some bullies. I hate that. All right, chat with Shane. Let's send it right here. Boom, boom. It's there, buddy. All right, guys. Sorry about that. And see, I've got my iPad set up where I've got the chat streaming live, but I have to look over here to see it. I can't get my little arm. Hey, sorry, stop. Get off there. But if I look over here, I get just totally distracted, right? So I've got to find a way to get this to hang up here, which I think I just need to reroute my creaky arm. I know y'all don't care about that. Paul Mills, put a 1 in the chat if you're not a fan of Elmer. Not that it matters. My point is I don't think you're alone. Now, I think Elmer has Kathleen, welcome, young lady, has a fantastic skill set. And thank you for your support for being a channel member. I've seen him be really mean to people in his chat. It's not that I don't think he's got great skills, and he could be an OG in the community. But when I was around, I felt like I was alienated, and I was just alienated by proxy. I mean, because I wasn't getting yelled at by him, but I was watching Marco Polo get kind of sent the riot act. And when you've got a chair and a mic to talk down to somebody who's just got words, I mean, he should have just muted it if it was bothering him. I felt like it was a flex. But no, everybody likes different people. And I think there's great information to be had there. I just can't absorb it through the face hole that it comes out of. It's just me. Kind of like when you had that teacher that really freaked you out on the first day of school, you weren't going to be as receptive to learning. They're very and guys, there's no going to sound weird, but everybody has and are protective, which I think is great about a community. Their favorites, right? The people that they identify with. Brother Ed, that was so funny. I mean, they were going back and forth, Stevie. That was great. I was thinking about him the other day. We talked about has anybody heard from him? I hope he's doing well. Ed Harrison, my sidekick, who talked with me till 8:15 Wednesday morning, and it seemed like it wasn't even late. Just bizarre, just talking, reminiscing about shit. Good to see you, buddy. But what my point was, everybody. That's why I don't want Shane to ever feel bad in this chat. He knows he never will. But everybody's got their fans, their loyal social, parasocial protectors, right? And I try to stay away from all that stuff. But you see that it's there, right? Blind Faith, was that a band? That was a great band, as a matter of fact. But people that just are gonna, no matter what, if they feel like you're criticizing you know, their I'm trying to think of I'm not even gonna put a word on it. You know what I'm saying? If they're protecting, they're gonna go after anybody that they feel like is being crossed. To me, that's kinda I'm not gonna talk about it. Shane, we won't be mean to you, buddy. You can talk in all caps. Everybody can talk in all caps. Y'all can all yell at me in caps. 'Cause I see it as shouting joyfully. I'm like, "Yay!" Instead of, "Yeah." But, I'm a false optimist who's fighting the dark side, trying to, resist the hate arc that so many forces are trying to drag me into. Oh, I didn't see it. Let me see. Let me go up and see it. 'Cause if it was hateful, I'm sure it wasn't gonna get it. But Elmer's a good. I mean, again, I witnessed things behind the scene during Knives Live that I found very petty, and then when I saw that, I just checked out. Right, I pieced out. Um, but let's see. Where's your comment, Paul? Oh, that one right there. He's just I mean, he can be really nice, I think again, I always do the worst class I took in college was psychology of adjustment because it made you think that that guy that's an asshole might have valid reasons for appearing to me as an asshole because he's having a bad day and whatever. Because I've seen Elmer have good days, smile, be happy, but there's so many things there that are just red flags for me. It doesn't make any difference, Kathleen. It's funny because if you're in my opinion, if you are not wanting to address something or you feel like you've done something shady and you don't want somebody to call you out and you feel like caps are bigger in the text and easier to see, that might be one reason. Because somebody told me that it wasn't the moderators, they were just following what they'd been told to do. Um, I don't know if it was like if people use caps, but to me, it doesn't matter, right? You can misspell words, you can spell them right. Just don't put racist stuff, don't put hateful stuff, because I will. I'll mute you. I don't want that in the chat. I just want everybody to be able to do their thing. Y'all can have debates. Y'all can talk about stuff, disagree about stuff, but just keep it on the human level, right? Do unto others as you would like to be communicated with you. All right. I've got to switch out that mushroom because it's doing the same thing that this does to me. I gotta make that go away, and I'll put back up today's cat with a mirror one. So as ashamed as I am to say it, that cat is AI. That cat is AI. That cat is AI. That cat was created by AI. And then I put the knife on it. That's probably my favorite. Or this little guy. We'll keep him up there. I mean, it's again, good guy. I've had no problem with that. I mean, and with Cole, it's just I don't like militant communities, because that's the kind of thing that you see in other communities where people are putting themselves in different positions of power, and the weak are corrupted by power most easily. That's why I always say, with the wrench comes great responsibility. I giveth and I can taketh away. Hit the like button. Right, Kathleen. I agree with you 100%. And then someone had come is because those guys are just knife guys, right? That are good friends with or fans of Cole. Here comes our friend. Say welcome to brother. Edgy. Why didn't my knife go away? What's up, Edgy?
What's up, guys?
Buddy, just living the dream on a Friday night.
I hear you, man.
Having a little bit of a grape lemonade. 50 milligram. Dude, you would love this.
No, I wouldn't.
They make it in 10 milligrams. You can get it in different, and the flavors, what I mean. Have you like Jones soda? Do you know what Jones soda is?
No.
It's an old sugar-based soda that's been around for maybe 80, 90 years. Family, maybe not that long, but they're a really good soda. And they've got a line of 10 milligram with all their flavors like root beer, cream soda, green apple, and they just taste so good. I sleep good after them too.
Well, after Stevie's intervention, Stevie cured me of my drug abuse. So,
hey, I take offense at you calling that miraculous plant a drug.
I know.
But I know you had you were funny on camera, and you weren't even on camera. You were in the background. But that was
I was in the background freaking out.
Yeah, but that was must-see TV. You didn't look freaked out. You just looked kind of like,
oh, trust me,
you were looking through the experience. You were like somewhere else. What's going on, buddy? What are you doing?
Just opening up this box of Miracle Steel. I'm excited about it.
Have you worked with it before?
Yeah, I've worked with Crewware before. I just have a hard time getting it.
Does it look like a rusty bar like all the other metal hacks like me see? Or could I see something different than that from another type of metal in its raw form?
I mean, it's not rusty. It's not flat ground like it comes from Alpha Knife Supply. This is from Pops. But yeah, I don't have any intended use or plans for this Crewware yet. It is 1/8 inch thick, so I don't like little tiny
sword.
fixed
Make
blade
a sword.
No, it's way too expensive a piece.
I know that. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it'd probably run you $500-600. That, and I can't heat treat anything this long anyway. But yeah, I'm just excited to have some more Crewware back in my hands. So
make you some little tactical fixies about this size that look like that.
Yeah,
but they're more fixie looking.
Ideally, I would like to do 4 9-inch fixed blades. You know, that's a good full size fixed blade. But I mean, I can cut it up into whatever people want. Just about the same. But yeah, I mean, I could do.
Brando, I'm thinking 7 inches is kind of the sweet spot from what I see and what people are. Because I think it's like this knife right here would fit Shane's hand. Because I test these knives on Jeff's hands, right?
Yeah, I can easily do 5 7-inch knives out of this. That's not a problem.
Well, I mean, again, I'm not saying that's what you want to make those out of. I'm just saying I think a lot of companies, like I've seen Justin Lundquist. Is it Justin Lundquist? Who's got a little fixed blade out, who's getting ready to launch. It looks kind of nice. I mean, it's a neat little design. And then Donnie's little knife. Donnie's little fixed blade. I love
the Thorn.
Is that it? Is that the little one?
I know that was his last one, was the Thorn. I love the knife and I love the name.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, and he's like, oh yeah. Great then name. I moved on to kind of folders. Joe Isabella.
Yeah.
Man.
I've got to get away from all, John, to be honest, I want everything I make to be super thin behind the edge and super slicey, but it's just not always possible. You know, I mean, there's elements that go into it that are beyond your control. You know, when you take a knife this big and it's only 1 inch tall,
sure, you can only grind so much.
Right, it's only going to be so thin behind the edge. But then I look at all the knives out there on the market, and you know, it's still going to be thinner behind the edge than most. But
yeah, but you look at any knife line, like even a small line, you have multiple uses, right? Just because wimps like me like small fixed blades, and a lot of people that carry folding knives.
It's not wimps like you, John. It's no different than, you know, if you laid on the table in front of me an M&P 2.0 or an M&P Shield, I'm naturally going to gravitate to the 2.0 because it's a full size handgun. I'm going to want that more, but in all actuality, more people are carrying firearms because of those micros.
Right.
You know,
because of the concealability and the carryability.
Right. So more people will wear something, you know, like this, either scout style or in their front pocket. This is only 7 inches.
Right. For EDC, but like you say, there are other uses.
They necessarily hang this off their hip, you know, because they don't want people making fun of them or looking at them funny. So I get the whole small fixed blade. I would much rather you have a little 7-inch fixed blade than nothing. So
yeah. And again, it's not going to be the knife that's going to be your bug out knife, right? The one you want to take with you when the shit hits the fan.
Right. Yeah, I make knives for that too. But yeah, I mean,
do you have somewhere you're going tomorrow, or is it Sunday?
No, I'm leaving in 7 hours.
7 hours. Are you sleeping any?
I slept all day.
Well, what we might have to do is after Stevie's live, we might have to go live again.
Yeah,
I'll probably
I
fall
slept
asleep
all day.
though.
I'm going to head out about 4 a.m. That'll put me getting there about 8 a.m. Then I'll have all day tomorrow. I don't know what time the firing range opens, but I know there's a bunch of vendors bringing full automatics, M249 saw, you name it. It's going to be there. So
What city is it in?
Huh?
What city and state are you driving to?
In Camden, Tennessee.
Camden, is that east or west?
It's between Nashville and Memphis, kind of halfway.
Okay, kind of close to Jackson, I would guess.
I've been to Jackson, but I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter. It don't matter. So you'll go through Mississippi, go through Corinth, go that way, and then
I'll go through Huntsville.
Okay, so you're gonna go through Huntsville?
Yeah, I'll go right through Huntsville or around Huntsville. But yeah. I
can't believe people text when I'm live. It just said, Harrison, what's up?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to sell anything while I'm there because I literally.
Let me send brother link. I'm gonna send brother Ed a link.
Go right ahead.
Keep talking.
I have nothing to sell, but that's okay. I'm going to
show your work.
Yeah, I'm going to get up there and
Ed, check your inbox, man.
Make some connections, and I've got a couple of blanks I can take with me to kind of show them what it's going to look like. But
you could take that piece of crewware and just show them what you start with. What those knives start as, just to kind of show them, because I get people like that might appreciate it and not think about it.
Yeah, we I don't need to sell anything right this minute. I mean, you always want to, but I'm in a spot where I don't need to because I've got, in all honesty, I've got plenty of orders, and because of this delay, I'm going to feel bad, man. But there's a good chance that if you order something out of this stick of crewware, you may get it before somebody that ordered something 2 months ago. And guys, that's not me playing favorites. That's not. It's out of my control. I have this in hand. I have this in hand, and those other 40 blanks that I had ready for heat treat, I don't have in hand. So, to be honest, I almost had to spend this money just to get
something moving, something to work
moving. On. Yeah, I've got to get something made and something sold so that I can keep things rolling. I've seen that deer before.
What's going on, buddy? Thank you for the reminder, dude. You know me, I have a memory like a squirrel.
I've been in that very living room, haven't I, Ed?
Yes, sir.
Ed sat up with me till 8:15 Wednesday morning. Right. We went live at 8:15 and stayed live for 10 hours and 1 minute.
I rarely ever fall asleep during a live stream, but it hit me all at once the other night when you were live, dude. And I crashed. I was out.
I do it without even knowing it. And this is kind of embarrassing to say, but I'll fall asleep and sleep in my sofa sitting up because I take these micro naps. And every time I go to Taco Bell on a Friday night, that's why I'm not in said Stevie, or said faction, because I'll eat my pizza and I'll wake up and it'll either be over or almost over. And it's just like, what the hell, But at least I'm getting to sleep.
Right.
And then I'll tell you, man, Wednesday, I went to sleep. I fell asleep for about an hour or two in the morning. And then about 1 o'clock, I just lay down. I thought I'm going to lay down for a few minutes. I didn't wake up till the next day.
Oh, wow.
I got over 12 hours sleep. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, Snot Rag, I appreciate your comment. But just to let you know, your knife is here. It's your knife didn't get shipped because there was already an order there, and it made no sense to me to ship a whole nother batch when that batch isn't done. So I can actually get your knife heat treated next week. So,
are you going to be starting to heat treat next week?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
It should be here Wednesday. Like I said, I spent a day.
All right, guys, it's about to get weird.
What is? There he is.
The man with the knees.
Yeah. What's happening, guys?
Those are the sexiest knees in the knife community right there.
Welcome, Clean and Work Sharpening, to the chat, guys, to the stream. He is here to make our knives sharper and make us more competent sharpeners, and at the same time cut into his own business because he's teaching us to do what he does.
Yeah.
My knees aren't on camera, are they?
No, they're not.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Okay.
I just
I
heard
thought I had
somebody
it
make a
framed right.
comment. Yeah, I
Let
just
me tell you something before Kyle gets started, though. You can kind of see Ed's background there. You know, you can tell he's definitely an outdoorsman, but his entire house is full of that stuff. And I don't think there's anywhere in Ed Harrison's house that you can stand and reach out at arm's length and not pick up a knife. Ed is as knife guy as they come, son. They are everywhere. You know, you sit down in a recliner and there's not, and they're not like laying around all trashy or nothing, but there's knives on both sides of the recliner. There's knives on that shelf, on that shelf, on that shelf. Ed, yeah, Ed's collection is his home.
Hey, let me tell you something. Knives are good. Knives and cats are a good combination for me. They kept me sane through my sobriety or my lack of alcohol, which is a fantastic elixir, by the way. I miss it.
You're sane?
No, but they've helped my
Oh,
sanity.
okay.
Did I say sane or did I say help me with my sanity? That's what I meant to say, is help me with my sanity.
Gotcha. What's up, Fed? What's up, Shane?
How you doing, Kyle?
See, Cal.
Is that a different machine in front of you? Is that a different sharpener?
No, same one.
Okay, I got you. I just don't see. It looks like you're black and white, or I don't see the gold tape. I don't know why, because you're hiding your knees and the gold tape's not in frame.
No, it's because I'll show you that here in a second. That's why.
Ah.
Something. I got a couple things to show off. But I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Absolutely. I did the same thing 1931 when I had a few knives. I probably had 8, a couple of Kershaws. I've still got one of them, a Ken Onion mini mojito. Funny little recurve. I ought to give that away sometime, maybe tonight. It's a collector's item. But anyways, when my daughter was little, I bought one of those Walmart lock boxes, and I kept all my bladed things. Felt like I had a Gerber razor knife. I had a little St. Nick's knife, counterfeit, small, tiny out the front. It wasn't a counterfeit. It was just an off-brand, and some other crappy knives. Not really gas station, but not anything you could buy where we typically buy knives.
Yeah. You know, John, I never did find that knife that we both bought at St. Nick's, the S110 PM2. It's going on 3 years now. It's been missing inside this house somewhere.
Have you looked inside, like reached down beside your couch cushions where it would slide down?
We replaced it, and when I drug it out the side of the road, I cut it open.
Okay, so the bottom, that little...
Yeah, more than just the bottom. I dissected that couch to see if that knife was in there, and it's just not. It's just gone, I guess. I give up at this point.
That's when they turn up. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, it's kind of like a pre-order you forget about.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it sucks. I mean, because one that I've misplaced, and it's not one that I would buy again, but it's one that was one of my first, what I consider over $50 knives. It was a Kershaw Blur, non-serrated. It was black with a black blade. And I really liked that knife. And it was in my lockbox with all my others. And for some reason, I can't find it. Yeah, Brando, it'll show up, definitely.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'd about given up on my Deca that Jason Brown gifted me, and luckily it did turn back up. But
I think that's a great little knife for what it costs. And then you put some scales on it.
yeah, I put the OG scales on it. I was these scales are great, man, but I don't want to ruffle any feathers in the community, man. But
that's what we do here. It's fuck that guy Friday.
I've just not been impressed with the customer service and the communication skills of OG. They just
I think they're very small. I will agree with that. And I think it's because I could name companies that I love that have terrible.
Why would I pay more and put an order in for a set of scales and then have to wait 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months? Everybody's got a different story in the community that's bought from them. when I can just go to Applied Weapons Tech,
Or
pay
right
less
here,
money,
these are
pay less money and have them in 4 days.
these are my favorites. I've got Applied Weapons Tech too, but these are rock scale designs.
Yeah.
And they do like sniper gray or raw titanium for any of the knives that you'd find anywhere else.
Right.
And they are outstanding. And they're not, they're around.
I just ordered. I've got to send mine to Kyle because I know I can't disassemble this thing, put it together. But I just ordered some OD green aluminum scales from Applied Weapons Tech for my.
What kind of glaze on that? Is that a Scandi?
No, it just looks that. I don't know why there's a. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, but no.
It's a shadow.
Yeah, it's just a. Actually, what it is, it looks like the slurry may have blemished that finish a little bit or something at some point in time, but it's on both sides. But no, it's not a Scandi. It's flat ground. Head fitting the T-Bagus.
AWT got the biggest transformation award for me with these Adamas scales.
Yeah.
I wish I'd gotten the ones that have the ribs, because you can get a rib pattern that's not really fragged. It's just like got like some milling here, and vertically. So it gives you a little more grip, because this is smooth, but it's that, aluminum is going to be more, more grippy than titanium. But I just love the look of that knife.
Yeah, man. I've just, titanium is, to me, and I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I just prefer aluminum. It's lighter. I understand titanium's tougher, but I don't need it. So
I'm not going to be banging it off the street, and that's going to mess up titanium too. I know, because I have unfortunately had one.
I would love to handle that Bodacious of Jeffrey Dawson's with AWTs on it. I might one day have to spend that money, because I'll be honest, guys, y'all know I'm a Spyderco fanboy, but I just, this sounds crazy, man, but I want to love the Shaman, but in all actuality, I don't.
What don't you like about
it? I don't know. I love everything about it.
Is the Bodacious thinner?
I love everything about it in theory, but I've owned 3 now, and I just don't carry it. I think
Shane, you can't love the Shaman. You absolutely you've destroyed yours.
Well, yeah, I used the shit out of it. There's no doubt that I put that thing through it.
Jeffrey Dawson says hit him up and he'll send it to you to check out, Shane.
That'll work.
See if you like it. If you like it any better.
What I'm planning, because I've ruined the finish on mine, I want to send it to Dave and get it reground and put some flat scale. I just don't like the contoured scales. I know that's stupid.
No,
I just don't.
These scales right here are sharp dressed knives, and they're really pretty, but they're slick. Where'd Ed go?
Oh,
they're slick, and I wish they were something different.
Yeah.
Because it just, especially on a compression lock, it just you feel like you don't have good hand. Ed, where'd you go? Come back.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out, Jeffrey. That may be. I may actually have to purchase another Spyderco. I think a Bodacious and another Native Chief will pretty much.
There you are, buddy.
Will pretty much complete me.
I was messing with my phone trying to see the chat and stay on here at the same time.
Oh,
are you still not able to see the chat?
No. Oh, I can see the chat, but I can't see y'all. Trying to figure
that. There's a way. I'm trying to. Let me see. Hold on.
Paul, I can't imagine what a set of good scales on a mini grip T would do for that knife, because the factory scales do feel. I had a regular grip T and I got to borrow JN's 20 CV grip T just with an upgraded G10 scale, completely different knife. So I can imagine a nice set of high-end scales on that grip T would be game-changing.
Why can't I find my live? I'm trying to go in here, and I'm going to tell you, Ed, there's a way to where the picture will be on top of your screen. Or is your phone vertical like this?
Yes.
Okay, because we should get it where you have the screen on half of it and your text on the bottom. Let me see how I do that. Hold on. Y'all keep talking while I try to do a little text service.
I was reading Kathleen's comment.
I figured out how to
I
Do
thought
it.
about it, Kathleen, but in all truth, I'm not really buying anything right now. So I'm not doing a lot of upgrades and mods, but I really, at some point, I ought to because I do love this knife. Well, I think what's happened is kind of like what Shane said. It is a bigger knife for me. I've got a smaller hand, and the Manix 2 is just perfect for me. It's probably my most carried Spyderco.
Yeah.
Even though, have y'all seen these new Lynch clips that they make for Spyderco now?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
modular ones.
That's why
Yeah, they're modular.
That's why I didn't order another pocket clip with my scales, is because when Kyle does the scale swap for me, my next investment is going to be that Lynch clip.
I absolutely love the Manix too. I've had several of them. I've got one now, and I hate it.
Really? Which one do you have?
Same one as you, but in satin.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. You guys know I'm not bougie, but going from 20 CV back to the FRN,
I hate FRN.
I don't enjoy it. I don't like the way it feels. It feels like a gas station knife to me. I've got to get some scales back on this so I can get a Manix, because the Para 3 has taken over. And I ain't about that life. I want to go back to my Manix.
You know, that's one knife
Scotch.
that did not work at all for me. I don't know why.
The Manix 2?
No, the pair 3. I've got 3 pair of 2s. I bought a pair of 3, traded it early because it was just, I was unimpressed.
Yeah.
Okay, Ed. Let me see what I got to do here.
What's up, guys?
Amongst yourselves. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Scotch.
Hey, I don't think we've ever met in person. How you doing?
See, Scotch.
What's up?
That's Ed Harrison to your right, Fed Harrison to your left, right there. And then you got Edgy American, who you know. And then the TS Prof is Cleaning Work Sharpening, a.k.a. Kyle Kuhn Lee.
Yeah, I got Kyle's here. I got Kyle's picture right there still.
Scotch, I'm going to tell you, if you start your shit tonight, I'm leaving. I will not be part of those shenanigans.
Hey, I would like to preemptively guess.
Fart with sharp things. Welcome, buddy.
That was a lot of effort.
Yeah, Stevie made a good point.
It was an absolute
See what happens if you turn your phone sideways.
I had so much fun. Javon got so bent out of shape.
Yeah.
And let it sit there for a second. See if it corrects.
I'm surprised I got an invite tonight.
Well, what did I get upset about?
Because you were wrong about the movies and you couldn't figure out that Neil Diamond wrote.
Okay. Let's. All right. If Neil Diamond wrote "Welcome to the Jungle" for Axl Rose, put a 1 in the chat.
I don't know, so I can't say.
All I know is
that
I'll send that to you, Stevie, if you want it.
If Scott says it, I believe it.
Is that doing anything for you, Ed?
No.
Is it making the picture sideways, or is the picture right?
Oh, I mean, I still see.
So but you're not seeing any text. So there's a little button. Hold on.
Yeah. Did you even watch the documentary then? After all that drama?
No, you pissed me off so much I didn't watch that goddamn documentary. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Ed. Ed, I'm sorry. I threw the GD in there without thinking. I messed up.
Well,
I'm mad.
Maybe tonight.
I do want to see it, but I was a big GNR fan back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a crusty song. And I'm very familiar with Neil Diamond as a songwriter and the songs that he sold and the songs that, are forever songs in people's memories.
Come to America.
Thank you. That's what Google told me. But I'm supposed to see Saving Silverman, and all I can think about is Sarah Silverman.
Nope.
When I see that,
Javon's upset when he calls you a wet brain.
And
that's so funny and that's why I never go back and watch my memory is so fleeting. I'm right here, right
go over it. Leatherworks in the Neil Diamond documentary, Saving Silverman.
Terry, don't be a sheep and believe everything they tell you.
Did they collaborate? Did they?
That's what the music industry wants.
Well, he wrote it. He wrote it in like the freaking 70s.
Did he record it?
I don't know.
All right.
It might be on some B-side.
I think he did it live a couple of times, and that's where Guns N' Roses stole it from.
So you're telling me
started
Neil
listening to your
Diamond,
live the other
Neil
night,
Diamond has a
John,
lyric
I
that says,
realized it
"I'm
was
gonna make you
10 hours.
bleed. I'm gonna watch you bleed."
10
Yeah,
hours.
he was a ghostwriter for a lot of different people.
Oh, I know.
That's just like people don't want to believe that kick-ass guitar solo at the beginning of Money for Nothing. That's Vince Neil. That's not Mark Knopfler. That's Vince Neil playing the guitar.
Vince Neil. Vince
Not
Neil
Vince
can't
Neil.
play
I'm sorry.
guitar.
I'm sorry. Vince
Gill.
Gill.
Vince Gill. Vince Gill.
Yeah, Vince Gill at that point in time was a studio guitarist, and Dire Straits hired him to do the studio recording of Money for Nothing. That's Vince Gill playing the guitar at the beginning of Money for Nothing. You can look that up.
I believe that. Yeah, I mean, see, and when you go to his page, you can see that credit. But when I go to Neil Diamond, and he doesn't have a wiki, he has
they
a
stole it, John.
Huh?
Well, no, it's because he ghost wrote for a lot of people.
Axel took some liberties.
Yeah, and Axl Rose wrote "Sweet Caroline."
Yeah,
they were swapping songs.
Damn it, Scott! This is 5 minutes. I'll never get back.
So, sorry.
You've already started.
What happened to the conclusion of Shane getting kicked out and Javon trying to unkick him out, and then he kicked Kyle out, and then that's as far as I got.
No, we were just testing when there. Like, for one, the first thing I did is I learned I cannot jailbreak. As a moderator, unless I guess I'm a super mod, I cannot get someone out of timeout. I cannot reverse their timeout.
Yeah.
I also learned there are 4 moderators in there. I cannot put them in timeout because that was going to be my plan, was just to put them in timeout. So they'd have to constantly be taking themselves out.
I don't think you can a super moderator put a moderator in?
Yes.
Yes. But I was dark. I was in the curtains. I wasn't talking or anything. I
didn't remember who mentioned it now, but damn, whoever it was talking about making this into a short sword. Because now I really want to be the first guy to ever have a crew wear short sword.
A crew wear sword. Well, it looked like when you pulled it out.
The baddest dude on the planet, man.
I said that because when you pulled it out, it looked like you were unsheathing it. You know,
you should make it a sword.
I really should.
So that'll be a full-size sword for Javon.
Yeah, it'd be a long sword for Javon.
Oh, hell yes. I mean, it'd be a long sword for you, wouldn't it? It's 3 feet long?
Yeah, it's 3 feet long.
I mean, how long of a sword would you want to swing?
I can just picture me running, with Patina running his little boat up on the beach for me to jump out and conquer an entire nation, chopping all their puny little swords in half with my crew sword. I'd have to talk Patina into giving me a ride first.
That fake-ass pirate.
Yeah.
I was raised on weird music too. I was raised on outlaw country, like Willie Whaling, Chris Christopherson, but then also they went through an ABBA phase. The Saturday Night Fever album used to play at my house before I had any control over the turntable. Just weird shit. Yeah. I saw a pretty cool thing today, and this is just a little tidbit, but y'all like Charlie Daniels?
Terry, can you imagine how much trim I'd get if I come in the club with a crew wear short sword hanging off my hip?
It'd look better if it was on your back or cross.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to give me a matching.
Oh, is this Ed that entered Cole's thing and got boned? Is this?
I'm going to say no comment. That's not my place to talk about.
Oh.
Yes, Scott. I'll answer you.
Yeah, there's
So you can only win once. But he didn't tell you that.
Allegedly.
You can enter and give him all the money you want to, but you can only win a $40 knife in return that he didn't even pay for.
He won't even call me back now.
Oh, let me tell y'all something, guys. We've talked about this many times. For those of you who haven't heard it, if you are selling spots, raffle spots for a giveaway, that is not legal on YouTube.
Oh,
I'm not going to report him.
No, but I wish I would have thought that Metal Complex would have talked to him about it to see him doing it again. It scares me because he went through that false ban or channel removal. That is a right in terms of service, a huge no-no. Yeah. I found out like there are other things, and that's why watching Rob's Nerdy Knives, if you do giveaways, is good because he's covered his T's and dotted his I's.
Let me tell you something else, guys. As a man, I could not go on my live and tell people, hey, if you guys have knives that you would like to donate to me so that I can sell spots and give them away. How do you grow up with a dad and bring yourself to even say that? Like, all that shit is
he's soliciting knives for the giveaway.
He's asking his viewers to send it to give him knives so that he can sell more spots on his Christmas tree to give shit away.
Does he ever just do giveaways?
I have 2 spots on that tree, and I've never wanted to win anything so badly in my life just to piss those people off. But yeah, he's asking his viewers.
Does he ever do anything besides milestone giveaways? Does he ever just do random giveaways? Because he's got that huge toolbox. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Very seldom.
It's hard to hear a voice.
Yeah, Scott, I had a question for you.
That's true. That's true. I just know that, for example, the reason I don't do now, you're welcome to come to Members Live, but I'm not able to do and publish. I've done it forever. Everybody else does a member giveaway and say, here, y'all sign up for the member giveaway, because giveaways have to be open for everybody. You know, even though I have the right to say I'm not sending it to you or be a slicey and not send it out if they're a turd burglar, but there's certain things when it comes to YouTube terms and service. Luckily, we're small potatoes, so our stuff's not watched as carefully. But yeah, there's a lot of that stuff is like not a strike. It's like instant. You're fucked.
Kyle, what were you asking?
Gamble on stream.
Kyle, what were you asking?
Nothing. It's too late now.
Oh, dude, what? Did I talk through it?
No, it's okay.
Did you want to know? Yeah, I'm the world's #1 Benchmade ambassador now.
I like your video, and I was going to tell you, you can loosen that pivot up, buddy. I mean, they're never going to be.
Doesn't it just go all loosen up? But doesn't it just go to shit then?
No, a Benchmade will never be perfectly centered.
It's perfectly centered right now.
Right. But and maybe it'll break in because it is phosphorus bronze, so they're only going to get more and more slick. How do you like it? It's not a bad knife, is it? For
it serves its purpose, right?
Right, because your video, I like the way you set it up. That you said, this isn't what I normally get, but
I mean, it creeps. Listen, it makes weird noises.
That's the grinder. I will send you some free G10 scales if you want to try G10 on it.
No, if I do something, I'll get something aluminum or tie.
And the only reason I say that because G10, if you buy it when I bought it from Blade HQ, it was G10 and 20 CV, and it was $189. I think they're like $213 or $240 now. $230. I bought it
because I wanted to be a little bitch, and because people were bitching about non-affordable American-made knives, and this is an affordable American-made knife. And guess what? It's done everything I've asked it to do so far. It's cut cardboard. It's cut some packages open. Right? It's not going to be I'm not going to go pry shit with it.
You can pry shit with a Strider, though, can't you?
No, but you've got a knife in your pocket for that.
Definitely pry with a Strider.
That's right.
But
even though it'd be better to pry with the screwdriver or
but come on,
you said I'm not going to walk back to the truck. I'm going to take this $1,000 knife and stick it in this freaking strap and cut it. This metal strap.
It's no fun. Are these? So all these screws were loose back here. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, that absolutely will. You don't want to tweak them tight because you can get that knife. If you tweak them too tight, you can get it to where it's janky. You just kind of want everything cinched up, and then you want your pivot where you don't have any side to side, but just the tiniest little bit of. And I'll tell you what else helps if you got it is do you have any OCD for EDC slick them all?
Oh, look, it's perfect now.
How's it look center wise?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, see that's all mine are.
I think it might be more that. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
and then I got a little play, but I don't care about that. So
no, I mean they're fine knives, and again,
it is. I just shit on them for so long, but I just like I said, just people. You can't buy an affordable. Well, here, this one was a little bit more because of the coated blade, and then someone even said that GP Knives had them on sale for like $130. So. Yeah,
I would think those fall colors, those weird colored ones, especially the pink ones, the salmon colored ones, would be on sale somewhere.
This is my 5-door. This is my third Benchmade.
I can say this: the Benchmade Contigo is a damn fine knife.
But they never stick. Like I've never carried them. I carried the Osborne for like a month and then sold it.
Like that.
You know, this dumb thing. I love this, but I've never carried it. Never carried it. Trying to sell it, no one will buy it.
Kyle, you're not wrong.
Is that more expensive? Is that like $250?
I think I paid like $270 for that.
Okay, so that's the nicer one. That's the aluminum handles.
That's the bailout.
Right, but it's the aluminum handle version because they make a bailout that's that they initially had.
And I forgot I'm in the #1 Benchmade because my buddy, I forgot. Do you guys have Shields? They're sporting goods stores.
No.
Anyway, they had a thing. I was on a fishing trip and he hit me up and he's like, dude, they've got these Benchmade out the fronts for $100. I'm like, oh, shit, grab me one. I go, are you getting one? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, give me a black one. So I've got one of those, but it's at his house. So,
what are those called? Is that called the?
It's a little one.
That's a badass knife, man.
Which one?
That's the best Benchmade ever made, in my opinion. The 810 Contigo. It's a big.
So yeah, if you just need a knife that cut, and you know what, I've been carrying. It was nice. Like went on a nice long walk with the wife tonight, and it's light. I get why they make it. I get what it's for.
I like to take my wife on a nice long walk off a short pier.
The only thing that would make that walk any nicer is if somebody jumped out and you got to shank them.
Yeah.
And save your wife and get a justifiable homicide on your belt.
I'd shoot them.
I do still feel like though that's the better deal.
Yeah, Hogues are less expensive too. You got to think about that in your final video. You know, bring up.
I probably got
I mean, there's so many. That's the thing. There's so many options. American Blade Works, Kershaw.
Yeah, that
isn't the blur like $80? Isn't the blur like $80? That's.
Yeah, that's the knife I'm missing right now. That's just kind of a sore spot.
There's a shit ton of. I mean, the Microtech knives, if you get them in the G10 or whatever, they're what, 170.
Terry, if you can talk her into going, I'll come.
The MFIs are, but the stitches you can't get for under $3. I don't think.
Even the I think what's that other one they make? The
amphibian.
The amphibian, and then the other one.
The MSI.
Yeah, that's like 170, but they're the Grivery ones.
Have you handled one, Shane?
Like the amphibian.
No, the amphibian.
Yeah, if they, I would have bought that knife if the heat treat was a little better. But
I carried mine at work for a while. I like the amphibian.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure it would do. It would probably do everything I needed to do. I'm
still trying to sell half my shit. Like I just want gone. Like.
Cut your prices.
I probably will, but it sucks when you lose money on knives.
I'm kidding, dude. Hey, Kyle, I'm still not.
When I bought these, you could buy the Deca for $104, which mine was gifted to me by Jason Brown. But I don't think these scales were but like $60 at the time. The Wings version from OG, they're just aluminum, but I've got less money in this than I would a brand new bug out.
You can't really see it, but I got a pen to support Shane. I thought I lost a Rask, or not a Rask, but I thought I lost my Grimsmo Saga pen.
Yeah.
And that would have been the second one I've lost, and I couldn't bring myself to buy another one, so I bought this Fellholter. My buddy sent it to me. I told him, I'm like, dude, I lost another Saga. And he sent this to me, Monkey Hedge Adam. It's got the trucker, the mud flap trucker chick. That's your logo, Shane.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Well, I can't really claim that as my logo. That's been around forever, but Terry made it mine. No.
Hogue has some great deals.
Oh, God, I've done it again. I can't. Yeah, Cole made the logo mine. So.
Who did?
Cole. Broke-ass knives.
I got you. Hey, Kyle Coonley.
Yes.
Do some sharpening talking because I've had my.
What are we looking at? Is that a robot?
No, I'm going to make him big. That's his.
That's one of them.
What model number?
That's his sharpener.
Yeah, that's his TS Prof, but it's a nice one. And he's got something new on the end of it that I hadn't recognized.
Damn it, Josh Branson, quit stepping on my toes trying to sell my stitch.
Kyle, you're big. Do something impressive.
Jump. Shut up for like a minute.
You can suck it, Kyle.
Are those new clamps?
Yes, that's what I want to show you guys. These are the new spring-loaded clamps. These are freaking phenomenal.
So you gotta just screw them down.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with that anymore. Now you can put it in here, lever, locks it down. You're done. That ain't going anywhere.
Regardless of your thickness.
Does that not get in the way of the sharpening stone?
Well, so here's the thing. You can rotate them to unlock them or lock them depending upon the thickness of the knife. So then I can take it back this way.
Oh, okay.
And if the knife's thicker, then I just keep undoing it until so it holds it. Now it's loose back here.
So
I've raised that too much.
I got you. So you can raise it up and down.
Don't they have something kind of like that on bicycle seats now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same basic principle. Yeah. So you don't have to sit there and screw with a.
That's a fine American-made knife you got on screen right now too, isn't it?
It is, and that's actually completely custom. These are vintage micarta scales that I had made for
micarta.
It's cross-cut. No, it's just vintage regular. If you can see how light they are there, they've gotten darker on the outside with hand use and oils.
They look way better today, Kyle, than they did when you got them.
Oh, for sure. They definitely age better
when you got them, but they look a lot better now.
Yeah.
There's a fine example of an American-made knife right there that you can actually
for under $200, right, Shane?
Yeah. Yep. And when people ask, I'm not going to argue anymore which one's better, but that or the TRM or a TRM Atom or Neutron, any of those three, you can't go wrong. It really comes down to you want thumb studs or a flipper.
Hey, Kyle.
Now with the B7, you can do both.
I didn't want thumb studs.
Is it going to be wonky that you got your blade not parallel to your clamps, or you do that on purpose?
It doesn't matter.
But I'm just throwing it in there so that way.
Josh Branson.
Just quickly. I mean, if I was actually doing it, I would.
Josh Branson. It sucks. What'd you pay for that knife? $300.
But I just
can't believe Josh hadn't sold that yet.
Is he the one trying to sell the Stitch?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I love
the market sucks. I talked to my buddy today, and just nothing. Striders sell, but nothing is moving.
Yeah, the market's horrible right now. Hey, Branson, are you only looking to sell, or are you looking for trades too?
I think he's got something he wants to buy.
He's wanting to buy my JK
5-door. That's good.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
How long ago was that?
Your what?
I'm asking. Recently?
My JK, Shane.
Oh, okay.
So
if I sell it, it'll be the first knife I've sold. I ain't never sold a knife.
I can believe it.
I need to talk to you about that purple nip, Ed.
I told you I was down for it.
I know you are. That's why I said I've lost. For some reason, I don't have the same oomph for my Devos anymore. I sent B Shady my black hardware off one of mine that I customized.
John, it's not for some reason. It's because it's a Chinese knife, and you get over it in about 6 weeks. It happens with all Chinese knives.
It's weird. I mean, some of them I really like. I mean, that knife's just it's a great little. I know I'm going to keep one, but I've got too many, and I know Ed really wants that purple one.
Purple what?
Nip. Yep. Said Stevie when he told me about his bulk deal when he was told Chad about it. It made me think that I wasn't losing my mind altogether. Well, I am losing my mind. That's without fucking doubt.
Ed, I may have a 3-way trade to make Branson be able to get part of that JK if you're interested. I've got another purple knife you might like.
330. Yeah, that's what I think mine was. Mine's the black with the black blade. I think it was like 330, and I've got it listed for like 275. Nothing.
5-door. I got excited on Instagram the other day when I saw that A100 automatic they're coming out with.
I want that Emerson that's got the recurve in the blade. I don't remember what it's called.
Which one?
I'm going to get an Emerson. I want the one with the recurved blade.
You know what?
I want a big, beefy I don't want the A100.
I had to read that 3 times, Jeffrey.
Shane.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Justin?
Justin
Well,
Sunstreet.
Charles, I don't think I
Yeah,
ever
he just
put
got a
in the early
custom, and he
category.
got it for a great price. I mean,
I love their designs. I don't
what
have
those
anything
customs
against
go
them.
for.
I've just got too many knives. And
I haven't talked to him in a little while, Scotch. I was almost worried he was getting upset with me because he's been waiting on heat treat for entirely too long.
No, he told me something interesting about a friend of yours, but I can't.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's not first.
Is that a recurve thing?
This is the new ultra convex
I just don't get
attachment.
this thing, man.
The sharpener?
Can you put everybody back on camera? Well,
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah, I can. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is that?
I can see what Kyle's got, but
What is that, Kyle?
it's a convex attachment.
Yeah, so this is there's a hole there and there's a hole there, and you attach one end to each part of the rod, and you can have screws on top, and you can adjust the angles infinitely. It's not just set at certain degrees, so you can change the convex of your blade. So if you're doing like a bushcraft knife and then you want to take it to something different, or you're trying to match up an angle, you can actually have complete control over that convex.
Now, I don't see how a rod would do a convex, though. Good to see you, Maroney.
A convex is just a change of the angle.
It pretty much allows it to rock, John.
Right. So it doesn't have as much of
Instead
a...
of this, instead of what you were used to doing.
Okay, so it's actually
More of
letting the stone roll like it would.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, it's offsetting the angle. It's taking this and putting the other section at a different angle. So this angle would be one part, and then this angle is another part. So it's actually rolling across and creating a rounded, a convex edge.
Kind of like when you get up in there and you hit that little part at the top. It requires that little scoop. Oh, never mind. We're talking about sharpening.
Where's that degenerate Donnie at tonight?
I don't know where Donnie is tonight.
I sharpen like this.
5-door. Have you seen? I'll have to send you a link of this guy on Instagram that customizes Emerson's.
He's probably reading a book so that he can feel smarter than this.
My buddy's got a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people want to bash Emerson for their fit and finish, but I don't think Ernie Emerson ever set out to make a show knife.
No,
I think the fit and finish is just fine for what it's meant.
Yeah, because it stays together and it locks up and it's a tank.
I don't care.
There's a dude on Instagram that specializes in customizing them. Holy shit, man. Like the stuff my buddy has sent in probably 5 or 6. The guy did a frame lock conversion on one of them. So it's a full tie Emerson now with a frame lock instead of a ladder.
Yeah. I just know of the one guy. He has to me that.
Oh, 5-door. You know who it is. Shit, it's that guy you bought that RCC from for me. That's him.
What's an RCC?
It was a Strider RCC.
Oh.
What's RCC stand for? That's what I was trying to think.
Well, I don't know what the RCC stands for. They have an RCC, which was smaller than an RC. I can't remember his name, but he's in my messages. Yeah, that's the dude. So he did some sweet blue. Look through his work. Like my buddy's done, he did blue scales on his mini A100 that looked sweet, but then he sent him a knife and he did a full
outdoors done work with him.
conversion.
I like that Sachs Emerson too. I feel like it would be a bit tactical for me. So, I'm not really a tactical guy, but I like that Sachs Emerson.
But Emerson would not want to have sex with you.
It would if I roofied it, by God.
Yeah, no doubt.
In all honesty, that's about as tactical as I need to be anymore. My old clumsy ass. But it takes me a solid 45 seconds to get it open.
Amsler Knives, what is up, buddy?
Did you just call him Amazon Knives?
No, Amsler, look.
Amazon Knives.
Amsler. The Hurricanes.
We know, John.
Does that look
And
familiar,
they make
John?
opinions, huh?
Does that look familiar?
Yes, that does. That looks like my A100. Mini A100.
I am impressed. I'm not a big fan of these street scalpels or these pocket scalpels, but I will say this: if I was going to own one, it probably would be that Amsler.
Well, he also has another one. Dude, that looks awesome. Pinion.
Yeah.
Came out before the other.
I like that one because it actually looks like a surgical scalpel.
The pinion's a little mag. Let me find this. Hold on.
I was just glad he made something that we haven't seen a billion of.
Kyle, does that thumb disc get in the way to locking it in there?
Yeah, I take it off.
I got you. Okay. What I thought.
Yeah, it depends on the knife. Certain knives you can take off studs or take off thumb
Is
disc.
Stevie
That way.
still in here? Oh, Stevie is in here. Hey, Stevie, don't buy anything off of StockX.
Kyle, you think you could fix this
We're getting
tip?
busted for selling fake.
Isn't it great, Paul? So Shane, this is a little neck knife here.
Yeah.
That is a little chunk of solid Magna Cut, heat treated between 63, 64.
Gotcha.
And it's got a little, like, not really a pry bar, but it's got a pry end. You'd have your sheath on, of course. And it's also got a little bit driver holder.
Okay. Kyle, do you think you could fix this tip?
Yeah, but it would be easier if you well, one, I don't think you should because of the history of the knife, but two, if you wanted to, the best way to do that would be to take steel from the top, the spine, and bring it down to the edge. So you could grind it on your grinder.
Yeah, but you're right. I should leave it the way it is. I didn't think about that. Well, I take that back. Every time I think about fixing it, I remember how it got this way and decide not to. But I do need to get new springs put in it because it
What
doesn't
kind of
lock
springs
up.
does that use?
I'm assuming it's just the Omega springs. It was a Presidio Auto that got the tip snapped off in a guy's sternum in Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's got history, dude. You don't want to fix that tip.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, doesn't some other mechanism besides an axis spring fire the big
That's why
spring?
he gave me the knife, because he refused to carry it anymore, because all that happened at the site when the tip broke, when he stabbed it in and pulled down, the lock gave way. And that's why he didn't trust it as his
Does
kit
Big
knife.
May know about that? I'd make a video about it.
Nah, it's all right. It saved his life. That's all that matters.
It got the job done before it gave up the ghost.
Right.
Yeah, I guess Nike's sorry. Yeah, I guess Nike's suing them. Fuck, they're in
Nike suing who?
StockX. It's
Oh,
like
yeah. I think I heard something about them.
What is it, a counterfeit operation? Or are they doing shady stuff?
I don't know if they're doing shady stuff or if they're just.
they're doing shit. They're allowing fake sneakers through Nike, and then Nike even bought. So there was a reseller who bought like 60 some pairs, and he's like, "Hey man, these are all fake." And StockX, they had a policy of no returns, no nothing, no store credit, nothing, and yeah, I've never used StockX. I only use Goat, but I've only bought a couple things from Goat.
Isn't that ironic? Nike having morals.
It's funny. Well, then they I guess Nike even bought some shoes and they were fake.
Yeah, and Paul won the little one. He loved it. I was just answering this comment here.
All right, Javon, I got one last thing to show.
Okay.
What did Fagor just say?
All right, Kyle's got the floor for just a sec.
One last thing. So here's the new stone holder. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. It's got foam lining in there, and they're all lined so you can actually put in individual.
Do they make it for 4 inches too?
No.
John, it's not our fault you've only got 4 inches.
I know, man. I and I don't see what the extra 2 is going to get me because I can get everywhere on the blade I need with my little 4-inch stone.
Good
I'm
answer.
not talking about blades.
That is the new holder, and that's it. That's all I got to show. I just wanted to show off the couple things I got new in this week for them.
So the clamps, they like, I know when I bought my upgraded clamps, they were like $60. I bet those are more expensive.
Yeah, they're sold out right now, but yeah,
But if they're like, what, 130?
150.
150 right in there. And they just fit right onto that black arm was there before, right? But they wouldn't fit my Blitz.
No, they'd be
the same size.
They're too long for your Blitz.
I got you. I need to upgrade.
Did you finally get the body screws for that Hogue? Did you have a hard time getting them? I know you were looking for body screws at one point in time.
Who was?
Josh Branson.
Wouldn't they just be regular old body screws? Like, I've got so many bags of little screws around, guys. I was going through, I've got so many bearings. What do I do with that stuff?
Hang on to it till we need it.
Bags of screws, bags of hardware kits. I found a Growler hardware kit. I need to just send to Pocket Metal because he said he didn't want it, but I don't need it. He's got the knife.
What's a growler?
Mark Parks. It's a Devo.
Hey, Ed.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, you have. The budget Devo, kind of their biggest knife.
I don't think so.
I'm listening, Kyle.
You like that?
Oh, can't see it good. Zoom in, Javon.
That's I'll tell you whose that is. That is Louis' knife.
ATK Holt and Purple Haze that carbon.
Hell yeah, I need it.
Well, maybe we can work out a deal towards Branson trade. We'll figure out what all the values are worth and go from there.
Go with all my other ones.
That's why I thought of you when I had this purple. I was like, well, maybe Ed would want that, and we can put it towards the trade for Josh.
Got my name wrote all over it.
That's what it's all about.
We'll figure something out then.
And we'll talk to Ed about the win yet.
That way we can help Josh get what he wants.
Get a nip light, Javon.
They gave it away last Sunday. I think Greg.
Oh, you did get one.
I did. I got a nip light. I've got several nips. And then I got the nip light, but the nip light went on the Saturday giveaway last week. I think Greg won it.
What's a nip light?
It's
That's a Tempest, isn't it?
No, it's a Devo.
Is the nip the?
Never heard of it.
It's the one that looks like a little mini fifth pocket knife Jaeger.
Is Devo a knife company?
Yeah.
How much is it?
The nip in S90V was $199. I bought 3 of them.
You can't say it's S90V.
Hey, the nip light, they slipped joint.
It still has S90V on it.
You were told.
I still don't agree with that because I've done independent research. Now I don't know if it goes to knife companies, but you can go to Google yourself and you can see we've sold many, many metric tons of not only MagnaCut, but S90V and all those steels because we are going to sell steel to whoever wants it as long as we don't have a trade embargo with them. Because
according to Larry Thomas, we've sold no MagnaCut to China.
Larry Thomas is not the be all end all to things steel. So I'm not going to go on that. I'll trust Google over Larry.
Larry Thomas.
You trust Google?
All the MagnaCut.
I do. The sources, Google it and read about it and see if Larry knows where all his MagnaCut goes. That rhymes. He doesn't.
Is it on the same article where they're talking about the Russia collusion and all that stuff?
No, there are a bunch of articles. That's what I'm saying. It's independently in there.
You're saying this Google article is actually true?
No, I'm saying when I Googled it, but you were on the live with me. There were a bunch of different sources talking about just raw numbers. These are trade numbers that are recorded by the Trade Commission. But I guarantee you, if Crucible's making MagnaCut, all what's his name, Laren gets is a check. He doesn't know where it's going. He doesn't know where it's going.
He has direct working relationship with Crucible.
Well, even if he does, you think Crucible is not going to sell to China because they have money that'll pay for it?
No, it's not that Crucible won't sell to China. It's that China's not buying from Crucible. They're making
Like that knife scotch.
And Crucial doesn't
it's
sell
awesome.
or sell steel directly, anyways.
How couldn't we stop that from coming in the country? I mean, it's S90V. I would assume that's trademarked, right?
Love it. That's a
Isn't
beast.
S90V patented, Shane? Doesn't it have
He's
some
just,
kind
he
of...
was a super cool guy to work with.
They've never cared. They've been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, they have no IP.
Selling clones and selling steels labeled as one thing that or another. It's
Yeah,
never stopped in the past.
Yeah, I remember when Love Them Nines used to test those steels, and they would come back as something totally different than what they said.
I'm not saying
definitely not trust Google. I
He's
trust
running himself a
Fortune.
heat treat oven. Pretty soon he's going to get
That's a
himself
good point. But you guys have to remember, Google is a search engine. So even though it might be biased, and it might, which I don't necessarily know that it is, how that algorithm works. But as a grown-up, as an adult, you can look through the different returns and find fair and balanced. And I like to read all sides of a story, right? So I'll watch if I'm trying to catch up on something.
Exactly.
But no, I don't
What
read.
did-
I
what
don't
did
go to
Billy-
Google and just read the Wikipedia.
Did you guys watch Billy's thing on that Espada? I didn't get through the whole video.
Yeah.
Someone sent him a clone, and it was supposed to be S35, and I didn't get to the heat treat part.
It was actually, well, it was heat treated. It wasn't great, but it was probably as good as your average cold steel.
Is it S35 or is it Austin?
He don't know. It says it's S35, but he don't know. I'm just confused, John. How
here's
how if I came on your live stream, I came on your live stream and tell a bold-faced lie every Friday night, and then 4.5 years from now, on a random live stream, I told the truth one time.
What's that? Tell me that again. I missed that.
How much sense would it make? This is the same thing as if I came on your live stream every Friday night, and I told nothing but bold-faced lies the whole time I was on here.
Are you talking about MagnaCut? I just need to get it to
No, I'm not lies about anything. And then 3 years down the road, I came out and I said something. How easy would it be for you to believe I was telling the truth if you've known me to do nothing but lie prior to that?
Yeah, it'd be like the boy that cried wolf. We wouldn't believe you. But I'm trying to understand what we're talking about.
Because that's what they've done since the beginning of time, and now all of a sudden you
They
believe.
made it truth.
You believe,
well,
now all of a sudden you believe that the largest steel manufacturer on the planet is buying our steel.
here's the thing. So, like,
This is the one thing. This is the one thing that won't break the patent law about is steel. That doesn't make any sense, John.
On that last bin we did,
Right.
the
And I'm
dealer
not going
brought-
to read blade forms because I don't care about that. I'm just trying to find that article that was from a steel magazine. Hold on. Made in China.
Javon, here's the thing. So we're talking about pocket knives, but grand scheme of things, pocket knives, if they'll do it to big stuff, they'll do it to anything.
Sure.
On
I'm
my
not.
last job, the president of Chief Industries came out, and we were sitting there talking with the dealer and this and that, and
You see your salts comment?
they're thinking about going overseas.
No, where is he?
And I said, "Oh, not China." And he said, "No, absolutely. None of the big manufacturers will ever do anything with China." And he's just straight up said because they don't respect patents.
No, they don't
Because we can't
respect
afford to
intellectual
go
property.
there.
It's a cultural difference in the way they
We
look at
can't-
that.
It's not cultural.
It is. We've had that conversation. It is
It's not
cultural.
cultural, Javon.
It is
It's not
cultural.
people,
They look
it's
at
the
it as
government.
improving
It's
a
not a
product. They
cultural
look at
thing.
free source like iOS. It's cultural. It's not greed. China, it's a different world.
That has nothing to do with culture.
It is greed.
That's complete greed and complete money and trying
It
to
would be
screw
great
other
if
countries
it was
over.
your property they were stealing.
Their culture, you can read about it, that they look at things like software makers that put out open source software, that it's their job as a society to improve on other people's shit, their shit and other people's shit. Yeah, they don't believe our patent laws because, newsflash, our patent laws, I've tried to get patents on stuff. I've tried to get trademarks on stuff. It's expensive and it protects you none. A bigger company can still violate your trademark and win because they can keep you out of court. So it's just, I agree that they do things different. I even said I've kind of gotten away from Chinese knives But I'm just saying, when I read, is Crucible the only company that sells MagnaCut, or do they sell to distributors? My understanding was reading this, they sell to distributors who then sell to
they sell through Niagara Steel and New Jersey Steel Brand.
Yeah,
So
they
the
don't actually sell steel directly.
Okay,
Crucible
so they
only goes through distributors.
Is there more than 2 or just 2? Because I'm reading here, and I'll read it to you guys. But the MagnaCut is, in fact, and we are buying a lot of steel from China. This is true. China is the #1 manufacturer of steel. But again, I'm not defending it. I'm not defending any of China's practices. I'm just saying some of the knives you couldn't afford if they were American. And I know Scotch.
John, I'm not saying that you're a Devo with S90V. I can't put my hand on a Bible and say I know 100% for a fact that that's not Crucible as a CPM S90V. What I'm saying is how silly it would be to know that they are dishonest about everything because, as you say, it's a cultural thing.
Why would they be honest about this?
Exactly.
Why
would they make all this steel and then think, well, you know what? Just for these knife guys, just for these Devo knife fans, all 500 of them, we're actually going to buy it from the United States, have it shipped here, make their knives, and ship them what they believe they're getting.
No, see, I don't think
we can just make it ourselves because they'll never know the difference. They're not doing that, dude.
And it's very, very possible, but it would seem, and maybe I'm wrong.
Even Ninja, their steel's the best, especially the Damascus.
Have tested that and debunked it at least, because I know they do it in the cryptocurrency world, but wouldn't somebody that loved their knives
We've seen it tested, and it never tests even close.
But I haven't seen it in 2 years. That's kind of gone away, or I'm not watching the right content because I don't see anybody testing steel anymore.
Because the spectrometers are going to show the makeup of the steel. It's not going to show whether the steel is actually that.
But wouldn't the HRC and the hardness, and if not, if the HRC is high,
you can get an HRC reading 100 different ways, and only one of them is correct.
So,
but you go back and you look at the S90V that Gerald tested, and it has never tested any better than AUS8.
All right, let me play devil's
no
advocate.
Chinese S90V has ever tested any better than AUS8. So what is the problem?
What about Stasa?
HRC is correct. Yeah. Stasa doesn't do
Chinese knives.
Recorded linear feet of edge retention testing. Stasa does something you can watch on the video. He cuts a little cardboard, he cuts a little rope, and he goes, "Oh, it's still sharp." That's not the same thing.
Right.
Not even close. But when tested, apples for apples, it has never, ever performed. The S90V has it. The M390 has it. The HRCs can be the same, but it never performs because just like the D2, it's garbage that they made and told you that it's something else.
And they're doing it in huge quantities, and they're not. Yeah.
Quantity that makes no difference. There's plenty of people doing large quantities that still do it better than average heat treat.
But if they've excelled, because in some of the things that China does, I'm just playing devil's advocate. This is just plays long games. They've been doing it to the U.S. steel industry since the early 80s when they bought 90% of our mills through shell corporations. They're running. Yeah, that's what's scary is a lot of the companies that we talk about. I wonder how much if China has any at Crucible. No, there's no drama with Devo. I think what we were talking about, 1931 Leatherworks, for me at least personally, is I was a collector, right? So I do that with a lot of things. And there's some knives like my Hinderers and my Medfords, American knives that I've learned mean more to me that I want to hang on to, but then I don't carry certain knives and I'm not feeling as emotionally attached to them. It has nothing to do with Devo not being a great knife. I've carried them. I've experienced them. I have too many knives anyway. I know Ed, for example, wants one.
Yeah. I'm not saying I think Devo or Lefty or Colin are in on it.
No, I think they have no idea. They're just being told what they want to hear.
Exactly.
Right.
That's crazy, Joe, because they want the competition quelled.
That's absolutely right, Joe. All of Northeast Ohio used to be huge for steel manufacturing, and they got absolutely devastated. And it's like a ghost town up there now.
Yeah, if you guys think that allow that's small. Letting China buy farmland.
That's all right. We can have this conversation forever though. Nothing's going to come of it because our government is facilitating it. They're selling shit. So it's
I
everything.
agree with you, Javon. Until I'm either done with this community or I die or I walk away, whatever. And I don't mean anything personal by it. It's not an attack on you or Kevin or anybody. But when I hear things that I know aren't 100% true, I'm going to speak.
But we don't know, like from a overviewer standpoint, I can't say in an overview of a knife that is marketed as S90V that this knife is.
I know 100% for a fact that it's happening.
Right, but we don't know what.
I just can't read English well enough to tell me which brands it's happening with. I can't fix that, but I do know for a fact it's happening.
And I believe I'm not debating that. I'm just saying when you're in a position to show the community knives, we're not able to do those type of tests, right? So all we have is what the manufacturers tell us.
They do, Kathleen. They're on the 50-year plan. We're on the 5-year plan.
That we've all kind of gotten, and some more than others, but a level of comfort with. Maybe it's false comfort, and I don't trust anybody until they prove to me that they're trustworthy, right? So I'm not talking about they would not do us wrong. I'm just thinking when it comes down to it, I think the labor is the big deal, and I think that it's all about dollars. I think that's why.
To me, it's all about the fact that China has already killed more people than Hitler ever did, and we don't care. We just keep.
Well, we do, but I'm gonna give you my advice now. Well, we don't need to talk about this because it's politics, and we don't do that here. But it's people have killed people forever. It's just part of it, and it's just a fucked up thing, right? So we killed a bunch of Indians. I don't even want to go there. It's just. Let's talk about knives, or let's talk about.
Let's go back to pricing. Let's talk about that because you were discussing that. So saying that knives couldn't be done here at that price point.
And I'm fascinated by your knowledge on the cost of knives. That's
proof right there.
I agree with you because you've taught me a lot about why I don't buy as many Chinese knives anymore.
The fact that they say that they can't do it is because they can't do it at the profit margins that they want to keep. There's a complete and total difference. You can make an American knife and sell it for the same price point. Hogue makes a Magna Cut Deca for $140, made in the U.S. To say that you can't get that done here is completely ridiculous. You can get it done here if you're willing to put in the effort to step out there and create your own company. But they don't want to do that. They'd rather just have somebody make it for them and make a larger profit margin, and then complain about American manufacturing and say that it's not
when you're not paying for American manufacturing.
Well, there's another side to that because Shane even said this, and it's true. Alex Steingraber could make so much more money with the CNC machine making parts for the government or parts for another company than knives. You have to be a passionate knife person to invest in that kind of equipment and make knives. That's why when Cole took that knife to his dad at the machine shop and said, his dad said, it would cost me $1,000 to make this knife. That doesn't mean it would cost that in parts and labor.
Because he's not tooled up for it.
No,
that's what I meant, though.
No, he was talking about time to make the knife versus what they could make in other things to make the same money. So
you're talking about converting a business. I'm talking about starting a business. If I wanted to make a knife and start a knife company and design knives, I have the option. I can say, hey, I'm going to send this design overseas, have it made, and make a bunch of money. Or I can say, I want to invest and create a company, and I can buy tooling, I can invest in myself and make that bet that I know how to run a business, and that I can create hype, and I can create a good product for a good price and get good customer service. Therefore, I'm going to bet on myself and buy the manufacturing or buy parts and equipment and make a knife at a reasonable price point and sell it.
But you're talking about someone who's going all in on the hobby as a passion. It goes back to that. That's what Kyle in this scenario wants to do. He's doing the
1931.
Rick
There are
Hindenburg, the Greg
knife makers in America making affordable knives.
Yeah.
But
Right.
not
Yeah.
every knife in America needs to be an affordable knife, and it's not going to
No, and not every car needs to be affordable, and not every
there's
computer needs to be
different
affordable.
levels.
Absolutely.
Do I expect this Benchmade to be the same price as Donnie's knife? Absolutely
No.
fucking not.
No,
You know,
but
when I was
different
having
quality
this
levels.
conversation with these designers, I had a lot of them say, "Well, American companies won't work with me." And I'm like, "Well, why do you think that? Who are you?"
Yeah, you got a drawing.
Right. I mean, and who are you're not Purdue, you're not Christian, and I know that sounds mean and unfair, but I mean it's just the truth.
There's a common
You
misconception.
couldn't walk into GM and be like, "Hey, I want to design my own sports car. I want you guys to make it." They're going to be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
What does every knife certainly does need to be affordable? I don't understand that. Donnie spent over a week building this one knife,
and probably made $300.
And probably made, and because he had to, yeah. Well, Shane priced this knife out, but it's not. He's not making a living on this knife.
Not yet.
He's making minimum wage probably doing that.
Shane, welcome, brother.
So this knife, say, it took him a week. Say it was $1,000. So if he does a knife a week, that's 52 grand. Plus that's not profit. No.
Hey, Autumn Wind.
That's not including insurance, taxes,
That's not
everything
including
yeah, all the things.
cost of.
That's why it goes back to you have to have a passion, and I don't want this to come off negative, but the people that we're talking about are not about to throw their lives into making knives. They're looking to get it
that's
done.
fine, but don't complain about saying that you can't get it done.
I agree. Kyle, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you in a very politically correct way. I can see exactly that. Why would I do it for you? But what we do understand is there are egos involved, and a creator might think that there is valuable in a marketing effort. Which
they want to create the trial. Like, so he's just said, okay, handmade custom to production. Isn't that fair? My name's not Kevin, but
Metal Complex had the biggest pre-order.
Well, this was like I said, 100. You can get this for $150, $130 on sale. I'm starting to be pretty impressed with this knife now that I loosened the pivot.
Well, if you put the scales on it, but then it becomes $100 more.
But you can get what's Kershaw? Kershaw, I just got an email from them. They have that red one in MagnaCut for like $120 or something. Bel Air.
Yeah, it's going to be around the same.
To defend, and I could be wrong, Terry. Let me know if I am. But I kind of see where Terry's coming from, and maybe I'm not always very good at completely explaining myself. But like the knife that Terry designed, hang on, the knife that Terry designed is not going to be priced at
unaffordable
or at higher cost. So if he's designing a more affordable knife, I have no issue with that because. Yep. There's a place in the market for that. Some people need $50, $60, $70 knives.
1931 leatherworks. How cheap? I don't know if you're trying to be fucking funny or my name's now Kevin. Yeah. How much do you think a knife should cost? Yeah. And then that company is paying. I think you're a business owner, right? Do you have any fucking employees? Do you have insurance?
Hey, debate not hate.
My insurance goes up every year with 0 claims. I pay $12,000 a year on vehicle insurance, which is ridiculous for 3 vehicles, with 0 claims ever. I think
Kevin was making $50 knives. I didn't care. It's when you start making and promoting, selling knives for more than what you could buy an American-made knife for. That's when I started getting loud about it.
Yeah, for $199, $349.
Everybody in the knife community designs.
Good to see Eagle Scout.
Chinese knife. That's fine.
Well, let's take a look at something, and I'm not going to show it on the screen, but I'm going to give you a scenario.
I don't know if he's just trying to get you riled up.
Here's a knife.
I don't
OEM
think
by best
he
tech.
understands what it takes to run a business and what business costs.
Maybe,
what
but
it
no,
is.
he's got a knife that he's working. He's licensed through Concept, and it's a good cooperative, you know. And nobody would have
Well,
done
that's
that
great
with
for him, but then you have no idea what it costs to pay an American employee.
But American company didn't come to him to make a knife, so we're talking about two different things. Debate, not hate, brother. It's not anything that has to do with where's this fucking knife. Hold on, I'm trying to find something where I can tell you that y'all are right.
I'm not getting angry or nothing, but people want cheap American knives, but they don't understand what it costs to pay an American worker.
So, is it too expensive to buy a knife OEM'd at Best Tech in its third generation for $375?
That's stupid.
They also have a left-handed version for $375 though, Shane.
I don't care.
I'm kidding. But yeah, that's how much it is. I was just curious.
Look, I have no issue with anybody designing a knife and having it
But it's
made.
Vanex. How much more does
I have an
Vanex?
issue
If you think my guys are illegal, you can come look at my paperwork anytime.
and sell them for the same or more money than a U.S. made knife does.
Matthew Jeffries, what's up, buddy?
Now you've done away with all your excuses because now you're more expensive. So all
And if that was directed to me, Michael, then you're insulting my employees.
Answer this question because I'm curious. Vanex, is Vanex night and day more expensive?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not. Right now, the most expensive steel
Like for that hunk of steel that you got there.
The steel I've bought yet was that K390, and it was very thin, and it was about this big, and it was $200.
Hey,
That's the
Javon.
most thing I've bought. I can buy Vanex cheaper than that.
Xanax, not Xanax, ouchie. Although that was a bear that I wrestled back in 1997.
Yeah, Javon. That Canadian dude that you said got mad at you, is that the guy that you were talking his praises?
Oh, I still talk his praises.
Okay, is it the same guy he was just upset with?
It's not his fault. This is a guy who is very sensitive to language, things like that, like a lot of people are.
So that is his fault.
But it wasn't that. It wasn't that. He was evidently there were things going on in the chat. I didn't know about it. People arguing about something, debating. I don't know what it was about.
No, Michael Upchurch said something about illegals.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was that because I don't think he was vocal in the chat. It's just it was a cryptic message afterwards. I said sorry. You know, I want everybody to be comfortable there, and then I even sent back a text.
It's expensive to insure illegals. Nobody is innocent. So I don't know if he was talking about my crew, my guys, or what, but they're not. You can come with paperwork.
Who was?
Javon, I know he was upset because I was calling out him on his information about how he's handling those recurves, and I'm sorry, but it just was not accurate.
I agree with you, and I think that might have been something that made him a little bit defensive, but that's not the reason he didn't come on. I share with that. And then at the end, I said, because he'd said, you know, he can't expect other people to change. And I said, for him, and I said, yeah, very good, Dave. We all learn early in life that others won't and can't change for us. I try to offer a live where everyone's welcome. A lot of my audience, all of us in the knife game, suffer with different things. My live streams are safe places where as long as nobody is attacking or bullying others, I let them chat. I love your spirit and knives, David, but my community, however flawed, is who I want to be comfortable. Respectfully, my guests are quote unquote guests. And this is the part I shouldn't have said. You're welcome anytime, but I cannot ask my audience to walk on eggshells. You know, this is America, for fuck's sake. See, I can't even control myself. I should have left that sentence off.
No, you shouldn't.
You know, I want it to all be love and flowers. The reality is it's not. I'm not going to be a protagonist. I'm not going to go out there and point out. Yeah,
we're going to push you over the edge pretty soon. You've been talking about it for a while.
I've been joking about my hate arc, but I'm not going to go on a hate arc. It's not. And Mattisfaction talked me off the fence. He made a good point. You know, he goes, regardless of what goes on around you, and I've known this as a child. You know, you can smile at somebody you can be having a shitty day and smile at somebody. They smile, and it makes you feel better. So I have shitty days, but being positive to me takes less tax than festering bullshit because you can always find another target. And I think it becomes all consuming. For somebody like me who's got an addictive personality, I could turn into like a villain art. They'd be like, God, that Javon dude has turned into I've probably always been a prick, but he's turned into a real
I agree. So
It's not
about being positive or negative.
Leatherworks, I agree. This knife is not worth the money. It's not worth the money. And I don't know what I'd have to look at their books to see what they have it cost, but it's not just that, but it's what they're paying to make the machine go round and round.
Snow Trog, I had this conversation with my mom. I understand like using different Lord's name in vain, things like that. I can understand how disrespectful that is. But I don't know who decided that a word with 4 letters that can be used anywhere in a sentence is offensive. Is it the government? No, you can't say that. You can say cluck. You can say duck. But don't say fuck, because that offends everybody. And that'll make you look like a bad person. What the fuck? Really?
I don't even listen to it now anymore. It's just a word.
Javon, I don't think it's about being positive or negative. I think it comes down to telling the truth, right and wrong. And if someone's upset by your words, then that's not your fault. That's on them.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all have different realities to a point.
Jesus Christ, quit apology. You offended me. Oh, that offends me.
What's funny, Paul, is my mom couldn't answer. And I said, well, that's kind of bad that you don't know because you washed my mouth out when I was 2. But I said a worse combination of words. So shame on me for trying to recall a childhood memory.
At 2 years old, was it "Where's my bong"?
No, it was. I said something nasty in front of a bunch of family because my grandmother, who long since passed away, cut my mom an angry look, and my mom felt like she had to pick me up, walk me to the sink, and there were like my cousins were around, and wash my mouth out with soap. That's back when they did that, when you only had white soap, a bar by the sink, and she stuck it in my mouth.
Hey, how big? So the oven you got coming? How big of a knife can you put in there?
Drink water.
Could you?
Without having it on hand to tell you for sure, at this moment, I know I can do 12 inches long.
How are you gonna get that sword heat treated?
I'm not.
Can you do
Just
it?
stick it in half at a time.
Yeah, I was wondering if you do it
In
in
the
the
middle's just fucked.
It'll never reach 2150 degrees with the door open.
Yeah, you could put some oil
and
around
Kathleen,
it.
that's very true. And I need to be. I think everyone could always try to be more respectful, right? Because we can have conversations that are, disagreements, but when it becomes disrespectful, it becomes uncomfortable. I don't want, and I know there are always going to be people that feel uncomfortable. Heck, I've been in chats that I don't go to anymore that I've been uncomfortable in for other reasons, right? I felt like I needed a shower after it. But
Scotch makes me feel uncomfortable all the time.
Was this the chat where they were talking about the sock?
the sock.
That one would do it.
I don't remember a sock.
Well, let's not bring it up.
Oh Lord.
Let's not bring it up. Hey, Shane, have you ever been back to see if you're welcome? Because what I think happened is, I don't think you got timed out. I think you got kicked out of that live where you were still in it, but you got silenced. I've been silenced.
I'm done for 24 hours, John.
This is going to hurt y'all's feelings.
I know you may not see it on your screen, but when you hit time somebody out, there's options of 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes. It goes up to 24 hours. They time me out for 24 hours.
And there's also one that says,
I only go in there to see if they're going to time me out. It's not a hurt feelings thing or I appreciate, the fact that Ed was in there right behind me typing in caps lock and they didn't say
Amphibian.
Kyle, and a lot of people
all that, but
Michael Upchurch, Amphibian.
Well, it's silly because it's not about caps. There's something else there. And
me and you both know that. I'm not going to get in that conversation tonight either. But
no. You've been brought by the CDC, Bando? What's that stand for? That stands for taking designs and making patches out of them. And it said Stevie's still in
Shane,
here.
they only timed you out for 24 hours
because they couldn't time me out for 72. That pissed me off last night. I'd consider that trimming the fat, buddy. What you have to do is sometimes doors shut for a reason, and let it be. I was never a fan personally, and it wasn't because I don't like donut knives, which I don't, but it felt very opportunistic for me. It seemed to come out of nowhere, and it seemed to be always fucking live and always talking about shit that they were selling, and I just wasn't interested in little patches.
Check this out. This is something.
Igor, do you want to know about the knife company or the actual CVC?
That is a TR4 manual.
I think Javon might have
get one, the button lock.
But it's a TR4
bareback
button lock. But let me tell you,
with a thumb stud.
Yeah, this was way before they got their action dialed in.
Oh, that's the old one you got.
Yeah, this is actually way better than factory because Sawtooth Dave did as much as he could do with it. It's still not great as far as the action. But they are supposed to be releasing a new TR4 button lock on bearings. This thing did not have. It's hard to explain what it had, but it was.
Which one did they just release, Shane? TRM just released.
Manual.
Okay, TR3.
Yeah. The TR4 is just a 4-inch version, but I understand why the TR3 sells a lot better. This is quite large, as you can see. If I choke back, see how much I have left. It's a big knife.
Is it an 8 3/4 inch knife or?
It's a 4-inch blade, so yeah.
Probably at least. It sounds like it's got just a heavy blade though. It sounds like it means business.
Well, this blade's been reground by Sawtooth too.
Still, there's some weird stuff. Not the and I wasn't talking about the whole Blade HQ, and I don't know how much that played into them going apart, but it seems to be that there was a lot of other stuff that I see. I could literally, I need to have a live stream that nobody attends, that nobody can see, that I private, where I just dump all the shit that I should dump and get off my shoulders, but nobody hears it, so I don't feel like I'm throwing anybody under the bus.
Michael Up Church, I agree, buddy.
What's the point of doing that? Part of that to me is expressing how you feel to others. It's not just getting it off your chest. Otherwise, just write it down.
Right. And maybe that's what I need to do is write it down. Because again, I don't need to talk shit about them. Yeah. I thought that they were shopping channel lives. I thought they went live every day and it was all about the next drop of patches and the next drop of this. And I know one of my good friends who's usually in this stream was not very pleased with the way they were ethically dealing with modifying very popular designs to use them with their sayings. And I believe the integrity of this person when it comes to creative arts. Let the bridges you burn light the way, Javon. Best motto you live by. I don't want to burn bridges, people, because I think
that's one of the best things I've ever read.
I love that. I do. I'm gonna keep it up. Where'd it go?
I ain't trying to burn no bridges. I ain't trying to hurt no feelings.
Me neither. And
I know every time this topic comes up, I get passionate about it, and people's feelings get hurt. Everybody here knows my feelings about Terry. I love Terry. I wish him the best. But I only bring it up with these companies that are selling you what is more than likely a dishonest product for more
$385
for more than what you could buy American for. If you want to design all the $50, $60, $70 Chinese knives in the world, I hope you make millions. There's a place for that. I just don't think there's a place for them to cost more. And until they can prove to me that they're using the materials that they claim they're using, I will keep preaching that. So,
yeah, I mean, I think if his knife comes out at that price point that he's thinking, it will be a home run, and that's a great.
I don't know if it's going to be in full titanium with.
It's going to be titanium with a steel liner.
What they're not lying about is the price of carbon fiber. Paul Mills bought this piece of carbon fiber to make his knife scales out of, and luckily it's a tiny knife because I only got one piece. This one little paper thin piece was $65.
Oh yeah,
from the maker, from Fat Carbon.
That's because of part of it. That's because it's like $30 shipping from Croatia or wherever.
It was like 15.
Lithuania.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. So I get it. If it reaches 120, 130 because of materials.
Exactly, I agree with you, Terry. And what I was going to say,
Terry, there was one that was offering that. and nobody took them up on it.
And that may be because they were only going to make $25, $30 a knife, where Jack Wolf wants to make $150 a knife.
But Terry's is doing a collab with Concept, and Concept always brings out, I think, for Chinese knives, very affordable Chinese knives. It's S35, it's titanium, and a steel line lock, I think. So I think it's going to come in under $150, is what I think they're shooting for.
I got no issue with that.
Yeah, me neither. And I think what Terry was saying is he would love for a U.S. maker to come to him, but most U.S. makers, just like a YouTuber, they have an ego that they're not going to think they need somebody else's design.
Yeah, because you still got the Mel Pardues of the world who are waiting in line for Benchmade to call them back and offer them $20,000 for a collab.
I know.
But no, they're not coming to Terry. They're not coming to me or anybody else for that matter. Because there's people that have been in the business and have been making custom knives that have already grown some popularity, and they think, hey, this guy's already super popular in the custom world. We can make a production version of his knife and make some money. That's not shady business practices by U.S. companies. That just makes sense. You know, if I made a knife that sold 10,000 units, you know, they would come. I'm sure one of them companies would agree to make my knife for me so that they could get some of that money.
All right, here's the fuck up one, Shane. ZT did all those collabs and they quit doing them. They could fucking license all these stupid YouTube knives.
They could. I was just talking about that here the other day. I think Hogue would be a perfect candidate for that. Because let's face it, Hogue hasn't made a design that we're excited about ever.
No, and that's what I'm saying. If they drew from the reviewers, there are some good designs that come out, I think.
Right.
But
exactly.
They don't have,
so, dude, it's killing me. I've been pew shopping, and I'm waiting for the state patrol to send me my updated carry permit because I moved and forgot to do it, and now I have to wait for the change of address so I can buy a goddamn.
Scott, what do you think about this?
You need to move to Alabama.
I filed for my tax stamp for my suppressor, and they haven't approved a single one since election day.
They haven't.
Oh, and they were doing them in like 2 weeks for a while.
They were doing them in 2 days, 48 hours. Up until election day, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So I still don't have it.
Why are they why are cans so bad?
They're not.
They're not. And you know what's funny? You know what? Here's the thing. You know what's funny? Yeah, they're not silent.
And we can't go deep in it. No, they're suppressed. They're not silent.
We'll say if you've used one, they're not really that enjoyable. You get so much blowback and shit in your face. It kind of sucks.
If you don't have an adjustable system, yeah.
But if you got a good system there, I used to go with a guy to the range who had one for his 9, one for his all of his. He had.
So I'm looking. I'm excited. So one of the pews I'm looking at is a 509. I don't know why I don't need it, but it looks cool. I've always thought they look cool.
That's my daily.
And out now specifically designed for that.
Yeah, Amsler, I agree with what you said. I know the more units you sell that can change. But you're probably about right there.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, and what would be interesting, I think, is to go because like when Kunwu did that, but they released it. I'm trying to think of somebody like Griffin Knives who did that little knife that was $245, or Jack Wolf. I think it would be interesting to send a design just for science. Come up with a little design, send it over to Best Tech. See how much I could get it for to know what the reality is. You know, get it.
I can tell you the pricing, John. I know the pricing.
Have you just seen
exactly Scotch for what?
Have you just seen break? Is the Infidian a hollow grind, guys? It's a flat, isn't it?
It's not hard to
check it now.
Find out what it costs to have it
Hold
made.
that thought, Kyle, because I want to know this. Hold that thought.
Michael Upchurch, I can't remember.
I'm looking right now.
I can't remember what kind of grind it had on it.
I'm looking right now. I think it's.
And I don't know what Ed said exactly for.
Vivian, I had to look how to spell it.
I'm also looking at a 1911, and I can't remember. I can't remember. I don't know if I want to go more spendy or more budget.
Scotch, that's one you do not want to cheap out on.
I've had
those are very unreliable. To cheap out on them.
Well, Kyle, I've had them from 500 to 2,000, and I've never had an issue. They all fucking run. They run steel. The ones I've had.
Hear me out. If you're talking 19s, that's fine. If you go into the 2011 game, the budget ones are not good.
I wouldn't go. It would be a.
It looks. Let me show it here on the screen.
2011. My carry gun is a staccato C2. So.
Okay.
Easy on the pew talk. We don't need that here. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just they shut me down for that shit. It's ridiculous. Does that look hollow or flat? To me, it looks hollow, but it doesn't say.
I can't remember.
It just says plain. It doesn't say anything on DLT site. Let me go back to another.
Go to Microtech site.
Yeah.
It looks hollow to me.
Looks hollow.
It's a shallow hollow. It's kind of like Medford's hollow. Like it's a good hollow, and then but half the blade is flat.
Right. So it's shallow. See the recurve, and I know recurves allegedly cut a lot better. But for me, recurves, I don't like the way they look.
They cut well.
I know. People say they do, but
it is weird. It is weird that we can say we don't like the way something looks, even though it is clearly a superior cutter. Are we even knife people anymore?
Shane, I cut Amazon packages. I cut cat food bags.
Do that better.
But negligible for what I'm cutting with. What I have in my pocket now, my Chupacabra rips through the shit I rip through, and I know it's
your what?
My Chupacabra or whatever you call those things.
I hope stuff gets cheaper again, because I will buy another safe and just fill it full of.
Where in the world are the stitches?
ARs.
Why am I not seeing anything with these 4 knives on Microtech site?
You got to go to their gear.
Gear.
Their site kind of you have to go and then go knives, and then you have to look at.
This is crazy. Why do they have a section that says knives?
Because that's their old site, and then they've added this. They just kind of tacked this on.
It's 2024, people.
There, you just passed one.
That was the automatic.
Nope, down. Right there. There's two. There's 2 amphibians right there.
Included.
I love that knife.
Carbon fiber handle.
That's one I kind of regret selling. It was a good knife.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anywhere. It doesn't say.
And I only love it because it reminds me of the Emerson with the recurve.
You should buy one for research, Javon.
I did the MSI. A to Z had it. I'm not.
I didn't like the MSI. This was way better than the MSI.
Well, the stitch is way better for sure than the MSI. In terms of what I found about the MSI is the underside where the knife goes into the handle are sharp. That FRN was so sharp that when I would put a death grip on it and cut cardboard, it hurt my hand.
It took 3.5 minutes to fix that. I mean, I agree. You shouldn't have to.
Wow. Let's go back to talking about the cost of knives in China.
It would take 3 to 5 minutes to fix.
Oh yeah, we interrupted Kyle. Kyle was.
Yeah, I want to learn what So, I know they're variables, steels, carbon fiber for one, and I'm not taking up.
It's all shared resources, by the way.
This is just objective. I know that Jeff
shared resources
buys his carbon fiber from Fat Carbon Fiber.
Mayor, I've got. Dude,
and he has it sent, so he's not.
I mean, I've got a handful that I'm looking at.
Okay, so first of all, let's break down the process. All right, say I am designing a knife. All right, I am going.
It probably looks like a dick.
I'm going to meet you. Kyle's talking.
Yeah, I'm just saying what his knife shape looks like. It's a dick and balls.
He's probably not wrong.
Go ahead, Kyle. He's muted.
What ends up happening is I'm starting a company. I'm going to have to purchase these knives from said manufacturer, right?
Right.
And when they sell me knife at X market, they're making profit on that still. Otherwise, they couldn't be in business, right?
Well, as they should be. Profit's not a bad thing.
I understand. I'm not saying that. I'm a capitalist. But
Right,
hear me out. So they're I just do round numbers to make it completely easy. Okay. If I'm selling a knife for $300 and it's OEM'd over there, and I'm paying
$385. You're selling a knife for $385, $400.
All right, fine.
He said round numbers to make it easy.
400 round numbers.
Javon.
How can I mute Javon?
Mute yourself. All right.
Kyle,
if you're
I got your
shut
address.
Up, Josh. At $300, say that they're buying it for $150. Okay, just
okay.
That means that they're buying that company has probably $70-$75 in it max because they're making their money.
Now hold on a second. Which company? So the manufacturer has their money in it?
We're talking hypotheticals.
Right. But hypothetically, that $75 went to the manufacturer because they did it. Is that what you're saying?
That's what they had in it.
I'm gonna draw a picture.
I'm really curious about this.
Average flat slab titanium knife out of China runs about $85 before you add any carbon fiber to it.
All right, we have Kyle's knife. Then we have OEM. Then we have manufacturing. So if I'm selling this for $300, say the OEM charges me $140, that means the manufacturing, the company probably has $70 in it at most. And then when I'm buying it at $140, I have to then, if I want to give it to distributors, I'm selling it to them probably for $165, so that way they can make money still. Otherwise, I'm not making any money off the portions, the portions, right?
Right.
At $70 to actually make that knife, then, and they're acting like, and this number's, I'm telling you right now, this number's high, but they're acting like this price is so reasonable when, if you can make it for that, and they're selling their own branded knives for this price, why would they even want to deal with that anymore?
And a good example of that, well, that's different because, like the sumo, are you familiar with the Kubi sumo?
Yeah, it's the Hovac thing. But
right.
So my point is this: you can send them a design, get numbers. This number for a lot of them is reasonable to even high for what these knives are selling for $300 to $350.
So
and yet they want to act like they can't get it made here. You could get that knife. Okay, go back to what we were talking about earlier. A Deca is this price point right here, meaning they have less than this in it. You could get it with titanium made for this to maybe just a little bit more here in the States and still sell it for this and just have a little bit slightly lesser margin.
But where would you get it made? Who would you get it to make?
John, there's a U.S. company right now working 3 shifts a day making U.S.-made knives. Many of the popular U.S.-made knives that you've probably owned were made by them, not by the company that you bought it from. Right. New Jersey Steel Bearing makes out-the-door titanium frame lock folders out of U.S. materials all day, every day for U.S. knife companies.
Like Spartan?
I'm not going to say who.
Shane, if I had to guess,
information. I'm just curious because information's got to be vetted.
You can call them yourself and tell them what you want made, and they'll price it for you.
Right, but that doesn't answer the question of. I know Medford makes knives. I know Hinderer makes knives. I've never been in Spartan.
Do they make all of them? Every
model? I don't know that, but I don't know they don't. Why would I believe that they don't?
Hey, I've heard names from Emerson to Strider to. But the thing is, I don't care if it's been made.
I don't either. I'm saying
I don't care.
But that has to be disclosed.
Is the proof that you can have it done. Do you need $50,000 in the bank to have a whole run of them done? Possibly. Are you Anthony Marfione? Do you have that kind of money? Probably not. But that's the case with any manufacturing of anything. It's not that company's fault that you don't have the money to pay to have it made here.
Right, but what I'm going back to,
the Chinese saw a gap in that market where a guy with zero money can have a knife made, and they're going to make a bunch of money off it because he's going to sell it. I made the same offer, John. I told anybody on here, if you want a knife made, I'll make you one. If you can sell it, we'll make all of them you can sell.
And they come with a custom sheath.
Yeah, look at that.
All I was
doing was making the same offer that New Jersey Steelberry makes.
I agree with you. I know there are a lot of American makers say
owns a knife made by New Jersey Steelberry, and they just don't know it.
But when you say made by, parts made by, or the whole knife made and assembled
Everything.
by?
Depends on what you want to spend. Do you want to assemble it yourself and QC it?
You can do that, or you can have it completely
There's
made.
only a handful of titanium USA manufacturers. So are we to assume that all of them have this company that I need to research? Because I will. I'm not going to do a video. I'm
A lot of
curious.
them are going back in. Like Strider is 100% back in house now.
Do you know that for sure?
I do.
Or were they?
They don't do their hardware.
John, I came back from Anderson and told y'all that you can have a pocket knife made right here in Alabama. If you want to spend the money, he'll water jet all your pieces, send it to you. You put the 4 or 5 screws in it.
But you got to know how to make a knife.
Ah, really?
That we know there's a difference there in a design to knowing what you're doing, making a knife, right?
I would love to see these guys selling all these knives.
You just throw the final nail in the coffin, Javon.
No, it wasn't a nail in the coffin. That's
know how to make a knife.
That's general knowledge. But I'm telling you, Elon Musk might have known how to make a Tesla. But if you've got a vision and you can get somebody to make it, then you're getting it done.
That's why I'm saying there's a place in the market for that.
Where's Pocket Metal? I just put him on and he didn't come on.
There's a place in the market for that, and I don't have an issue with that. I know people who can afford to spend $200-$300 on a pocket knife.
Is that Grumpy Santa Claus?
What's going on, dude?
Is that a Subaru you're in?
I was just jumping in real quick. Did you guys talk about the Jason Brown thing yet?
No, it's December 18th, and I'm waiting for the final details. Do you have details? Stevie was talking about it on the Honeypot Live last night. But I'm not part of that live. I'm not part of that group chat. Maddie was going to reach out today, and I haven't checked Instagram. But it's December 18th, right? What do you know? What are the details you know, buddy?
Getting pissed about these people parking. We're out running around. Modification, I'll be joining him. There's going to be Shane's auctioning something. I'm doing a giveaway of some sort and possibly auction as well. I think that my cousin Vinny's got something. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, there's going to be a couple of things happening. I don't have the details in front of me because I'm on my phone.
Do you know the time roughly?
Whenever Matisfaction's through. I mean, I know at least Matisfaction. I don't know if something's going on before that or after that. So it's Wednesday at I think it's 4:00 my time. I don't know what the hell that means for the rest of the
They created a group chat, and just like every other group chat we've ever created, it went off the rails instantly.
Yeah,
there's no information shared.
Was Elmer in there?
Wait,
no.
When is it? December 18th?
Yes, December 18th. It's a Wednesday.
That's Jason's birthday.
It does tend to go off the rails. People just bullshitting about stuff that makes no fucking difference. That's why I don't hardly ever chime in on those.
I was in there for an hour and left.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm gonna reach out to Stevie and Maddie and get but no, I think it's kind of we knew it was going to happen, and unfortunately, it's falling together at the end.
Well,
that's the way it works, right?
Live. I'm unemployed, so reach out to me if you need somebody to do shit.
Well, it's not that. It's like I didn't know that who's donating what. I'm not in charge of anything, obviously, but it's hard to know exactly what's going on because, like Shane said, it turns into kind of just a bullshit show. of people talking about, who's fiddling with each other's balls instead of, talking about the event. So, anyways, I just wanted to make people aware because there will be auction things to raise money for Jason Brown's family and stuff like that. And that's kind of the only reason I kind of hopped in real quick. As you see, I'm not home currently speaking.
Well, dude, if I don't fall asleep, we may go live late again after said faction. I'm sure I'll be
lying. It turned into a damn cat mean fiesta, and I got out.
What's that?
It turned into a cat mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I hopped in for a second, saw that Stevie said something, and then I just was like, hey, I'm trying to get stuff done, but I don't even know what I'll have finished by then.
There's Stevie.
Also trying to update the store.
There's Stevie.
Yeah, like I said, my cousin Vinny's in there, and some other people just randomly. I mean, it's nice for people to whatever, but at the same time, it makes it hard to get to the fucking
Yeah, I couldn't find any information.
And I'll give y'all a little hint. If you've got bad social anxiety, it's really hard to get to different social media and respond to stuff, especially groups. It's hard enough to get to your personal messages because I struggle with that.
I'm going to head home now. I don't know if I'll be back by the time you guys are done or not. If I am, I'll try to sort through it and see what the hell else was said.
Is it snow in there, Pocket Metal?
What's up?
The weather looks dreary. Is it snow in there?
No.
Okay.
No, it's actually been the last couple of days have been nice. No, not any crazy rain or anything. So
is it in the 20s?
No. It's like 30.
I got
something. It's not too bad.
Yeah, like I said, we might go live late after Stevie.
Oh, 44.
So we'll play that by ear. But
so hopefully Stevie and them might have a little bit more information. Who knows? But you guys have a good night, and I'll see you.
Because I don't got shit to do.
All right. I am going to exit now. Bye-bye.
Later, buddy.
I'm going to go too, guys. I need to go grab a shower before I
had so many people hit me up after Pocket Metal's Monday night.
Nice, Shane. Are you gonna be up late? Or are you going to bed? Are you going to work? You got to leave at 4.
I'll be on said faction.
Well, if we go crazy and jump on late, join us because those are just. We might even go vertical.
Okay.
And let people come in. If you were in Stevie's last night, I don't know if you were here when I talked about it, and then I'll let you go. But hey, a girl from Canada came in, a lady, and she was just lonely, I guess, and she chatted with everybody and was nice. A guy came in, and Stevie was talking about Jason Brown Day. Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Just, again, it gave me more hope for verticals. Love you, brother.
5-door. I'm pretty sure if Pocket Metal sees the sun, he sparkles like those Pacific Northwest vampires do.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. They live in a much more beautiful place. Well, maybe not than you. And I live in a beautiful place because I'm at the foothill of the Appalachians. But some of the views out there, I mean, right now they're probably picking up food for the deer, the raccoons, the other critters that come and eat from their hands.
You say Scott's living in a beautiful place. He lives in a cornfield.
Ed, are you still up for late night?
Cornfield. I live near cornfields.
Huh? You're up? All right, cool. What we'll do is
I'm a little worried about Donnie. I'm pretty sure he might be just dead in a ditch.
No, reach out to him. Do you have his I don't have his Yeah, dude.
Actually, you know what he did? He texted me today. He got his hollow grind wheel set up. So anybody want?
He's grinding.
Anybody? Yeah, he's probably just fucking experimenting. Anybody wanting a blessed knives? He can do hollow grinds now.
He was in Urban Woods live this afternoon. I've seen him.
Who was?
Donnie was.
Donnie was where? In
Urban Woodsman's live.
Oh, really? I don't know who that is.
And guys, what we need to do, and I'd love for some of you to do it now. I'll do a giveaway before we go if y'all do. I want people to go sub to Donnie's channel. He's got under 200 subs. Hold on a second. Let me find it.
I don't watch him live today. I think it was Urban's.
I think it probably was. All right, where's Bless?
I'm gonna bounce somebody on the east before Maddie.
What's that?
Looking, he sounds real grumbled, like muffled.
Yeah,
are you back to your mic, Kyle?
Kyle, you in the hole.
Is that any better? Can you hear me?
I hear you a little better.
I said I'm getting ready to go grab a bite to eat before Maddie, so I'm gonna hop off here.
All right, buddy. Are you staying up late tonight?
We'll see.
All right. Well, I'll send you a link either way. I won't set it up till late.
All right.
All right.
Bandito says, hook me up. I have under 500. Well, what do you want, Bandito?
Bandito wants some. We're going to use Bandito's channel.
Bandito, here's a brand new stitch.
First, and I can't find it. Somebody find me Bless. Is it Bless or Blessed?
Bless.
SBLESS.
Here's a brand new.
Found it.
Brand new TFF1.
Hold on a second, because I'm writing down Bando picks. Bando.
Here's a brand new, never nothing for. I don't even know what this thing cost. 300.
I will shout out your channel, buddy. I'll use it for one of our giveaways.
You trying to sell it, Scott?
I'm trying to sell half my collection. It would be awesome if I could get down to like 10 knives.
And we're going to be back on late, so I'll start tonight. But what I'll do is, if we've got time here, I know what time's Satisfaction go live. Let me pull up this, because this is going to be the link. I got to find a video.
About 20 more minutes, you are.
All right, so we're going to be quick. We're not even going to go. I'm going to do it on the honor system. Thank you, Jay Korskoden. I've got some new sounds for happy stuff. Check this out. Let me find it.
You can have your pick, Bandito. For $500, you can have.
Thank you, brother.
Those knives, or you can have.
Bando, I'll put you in there right now, but y'all go subscribe to these two channels. First, go subscribe to that, and then let me go here. Let me pull up. And then when we come back, we'll do a quick giveaway.
With tax, I'm in it for like $370. You want it for like $300, it's yours. It has never left this room. I unboxed it and it just has sat here.
Make you drunk. I'm going back.
Hey Bando, what's your link? What's your channel name? Is it Bando Picks, just like your screen name? It should be. I should be able to click on you and go to your channel, but I can't.
Bando Picks.
What's retail on a Neutron 2?
Please go subscribe to Donnie.
Fuck, dude, you can have her for $275.
Bando Picks. Oh, there we go. I found it.
Now.
All right, here comes Bando's link. So y'all go do that, and I'm going to find something to give away while y'all go subscribe to Please Bless Knives. I'm going to go subscribe to Bando because I don't think I am. I wasn't.
He got a channel. I watch him almost every time he goes live. He's got a
and hit the bell notification, and it does make a difference.
Or I got some customs.
You need to talk to my buddy A to Z. I've been trying to get you guys together.
Rostrum. You can have here. You can make some money on this. I'll give you this Hinder for $500. It's got a $300 Zerk scale on it. Mitten Boss. Or a John Gray Thuck.
Weird Fixie, guys. This is what we're giving away.
Is that the one you cut yourself on?
No. This guy right here. It is a hand axe. It is very sharp.
That's a nice package opener.
It's a great box opener. It is I want to say it's 9 CRV. No, it's not the greatest blade steel, but what it is very thick. Makes somebody a fun knife, and it's got a really good sheath, great retention, which is surprising to me. But what we're going to do is, I would let y'all vote, but I know nobody wants to do the numbers game. We've got 55 people in here. It's a cool knife. I'll find a box that it fits in. I've got the original box it came in, but I'll have to put that in a box. It won't be able to go in an envelope. It's too heavy. But it's a fantastic package opener. It would be great to have it'd be a great letter opener. And I'll show you. I was surprised with how thick it was, that it's that slicey.
Winner, chicken dinner. Here you go, Paul Mills. See, look, it's got everything. Just take it out of the box.
Hey, Tori Casey. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and do the random generator because we only have time for that. So I don't want to hold Stevie up. and we will be live again, most likely, unless I fall asleep, which
You
is
ain't
very
going-
possible.
You ain't going to sleep. I'll call you and wake your ass up.
Yeah, wake me up, because if I eat something, I might fall asleep. Let me do this. Go to right back. I don't mind doing an all-nighter. I can sleep tomorrow. All right, there's my giveaway tool. I'm going to put an easy... It is overrated, buddy. You're exactly right.
You can sleep.
You know what we could do? If we went live till 11, I've got a member stream at 11 tomorrow.
Stay live till then.
And then just switch over. I don't know how to go. Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to put in just a very simple, thinking of Jason Brown and thinking of Be Up Day. We're going to do this.
I'm going to try to enter.
Share it. And guys, you need to be in the U.S. because there's issues sending knives right now, I've learned. Plus, it's a violation of YouTube. I'll find something to send you if you win and you don't have a proxy here. But everybody throw B-ups in the chat. Hashtag B-ups. Addicted to Blades too. Welcome, dude.
I'll try to enter. Let's see what happens.
Matthew Jeffries, thank you, dude. Thank you. Great knife.
I'm going to try to enter.
B-ups are starting to come in.
I'm going to try to enter, so it might cut me off. Who knows?
What's that now?
I'm going to try to enter the hashtag, but it might cut me off. We'll see.
I'll tell you what. Let me enter for you. I'm going to just go do, let me play. Well, you can play too. I'm going to do B up for Ed.
That's what it did. It cut me off.
All right. I'm doing it for you. B up for Ed. For Fed.
Freaking crap.
It is crap. But I got one in there for you.
I hate this bull crap.
Let's go back. Let me see if I can find.
Now I don't know how to back up. If I back up and I hit that button, it's going to keep me out of the stream. Ah.
Well, you're good. We're going to be back together in a little bit, and I don't want to. Snow Trog's playing for you too, Ed.
That's fine. I mean, I'm trying, but I ain't getting nowhere.
Scotch and Things is playing for me, which by proxy will then go to you. So you got some chances in there. Let's see how many votes we got so far. We've got 30. So guys, there I don't know how many people in here. There are 53, it says. Tori's playing for El Cap Addict. Get your B-ups in there. We'll give it a couple more minutes. But I know that Stevie and them are getting ready to go live. And that's probably one of the most entertaining lives out there. Where it doesn't just get weird.
Wow.
Let me to sleep. I need something more.
It didn't. I didn't get kicked out. Praise the Lord. I did something right.
Good. If you'd won and you weren't here, I would have said you were here. Because you were here. Technical difficulties don't count. And I've got the ability to overrule. We got 30 entries. It's not moving much, guys. If you want to get in the giveaway, jump in there now. If you don't, that's cool. I get it. But it is a cool little knife. Ed got in good. But it is a good little knife. It's heavy. That's why I picked it up. I got it on Amazon. It's if you've got a YouTube channel and you play the shorts game like I do, this knife will rack up over 10,000 views usually. The one that gets the most views, if you go look at my shorts, this knife always gets over 10,000 views. This little Midgard Messer Nori neck axe.
Scotch is a trip. He entered and played for you.
I know, and that's by proxy goes to you. So you've got 3 chances. You've got mine, yours that you were able to get in.
I just.
All right, and everybody got their votes in?
Just messing with Scotch.
Hey, the Maroney, I only did shorts for over a year. I didn't do my first spoken video. I had the date written down, but it was all shorts. And then I remember YouTube started suggesting doing shorts to get more reach. And so I just got into the habit of doing them. And that's the reason I've gotten the growth. I mean, I don't get the views like others do, but I do get the growth, and it's steady. It's consistent. All right, guys, I'm going to give it a 10-second countdown. We're only at 31, but that's 31 better than none. So we're going to do this giveaway for the Sudoku, EDC, and Hatchet. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks, guys, for playing for me.
Dude, good luck. Good luck, anybody. Everybody. Roman M.
All right, Roman.
Roman, congratulations. Hold on, let me congratulate you. M, congrats. And I'm guessing we'll be live again at about 2 o'clock. No, 12, 1, 2 or 3, whenever they get done.
Oh, no, they go to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we'll go live then.
If you wait till after them, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock by mine and your time when they get off. They go real late.
Well, it depends on what they're up to, right?
Right, but I'm just saying, usually by my time, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. I have
Well,
seen
we
them
can
together.
handle it. We can handle it. I don't mind going late. I just don't want to drag people make people go from one place to another. All right, here goes in the chat, Roman. I just hopefully threw my email address in there. And if you email me tonight, well, if I go live, it might be hard. I'll do my best to get it sent out to you tomorrow. We go roughly 2.5 hours top. So they'll be done by 3, Ed, our time. 2:30. So I won't set it up because I'll be in the live with Stevie and them. We'll go live after that, and I'll send Scotch will be asleep, but I'll send him a link. I'll send Kyle a link, and I'll send you a link. Pocket Metal will get a link.
Jesus Christ, what time will that be at?
About 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, maybe.
Take
I
a
was
nap.
up till 4 last night. So.
Yeah, take a nap for a little while. Congratulations, Roman. Email me.
Let's sell some more knives. Paul Mills just got himself a sweet Neutron, brand new.
Thank all you guys for coming, and know that.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead.
Paul Mills just did a smoking deal. Who else wants a smoking deal on some knives?
Scotch, I know you do grain bins. Do you watch any farmers that do YouTube channels?
I do.
I watch a lot of them, my friend. A lot of farmers, my brother.
Have you ever thought about doing that, Scott?
Yeah, I talk about this guy a lot. So, do you know who Cole the Corn Star is?
Sure as hell do.
Dude, it pisses me so much off how the shit talking they're doing about their site.
Yep.
They're having so much issues with their site, and I've messaged. It's got to me like I don't make a lot of YouTube comments, but I've messaged them a couple times and they won't answer back. It's like, one, you get what you pay for. I know they got multiple bids on that site, and they keep talking about the grain bins being a problem. They had some issues with their grain bins they talked about a while ago, and they're the ones that planned out where they want the doors.
Yep.
But it's the millwright crew that created their issues. And I know they went because I've talked to AGI was MFS. They're an hour from me. I'm a preferred builder for them.
The old over was his granddad's, and he's remodeling the house and all that stuff. And they tore down barns and they redoing new grain bins and
he likes to talk numbers. And one, he's a young kid, and two, like I said, you get what you pay for. Those guys that build those big sites, those giant facilities like that, I know they get multiple bids, and they obviously went with the cheapest bid. And now they're suing the company. And it's
that when we get back, because we got to go to Stevie, and they're going live, and we're holding them up. But guys,
he's a very young boy, but he knows
I
what
love
he's
y'all,
doing.
and
He is.
And
I hope they get their shit figured out. But it's pissing the factory off because they keep dragging down the bin company when they have nothing to do with it.
You'll be getting a link very soon. Love y'all. Peace. Look out for the guy to your left, gal to your left. Look out for each other. We're out of here.
Good one tonight, Javon. Hello.
I'm still here, but I don't know if Javon left. or not.
Javon Bale, he had to go get his Papa Pizza. Yeah, I watched a lot